Okay. Today we're going to be playing a somewhat familiar game. We played this probably a couple months ago, but I was curious how much harder it would be if we had no help. So we're going to be playing a bit of that. I also like this game because it allows me to read the chat a little bit more, unlike Clash or something, which you typically have to be kind of dialed in when you're playing. But how's it going, Controlled? You're the first one here. How are you doing today? Links play Find Larry? Honestly, maybe I can fit that in like at the end of the stream or something. Maybe I can download it. Where do you download it from? Is it from Steam or is it somewhere else? Because I wouldn't be opposed to maybe like near the tail end of the stream, because it sounds like it's something you can complete in like 45 minutes maybe. Right? It sounds like a game that doesn't take super long to play, so I wouldn't be opposed to playing it maybe near the end, because I know seems like you and Dark have been waiting. But let me just get the chats overlaid real quick. Yeah, you get it from Steam? Okay. Sounds good. I think this is all working. Alright, how does the sound sound for you guys? Is the game volume too loud? Do I need to turn the voice up at all? What's up, Spruce? And Weunk? Guess that's my name. I'm Weunk now. Let me see if there's a way to open. Okay, I'll just open Steam. It's $4. All right, you know what? Let me look it up. Finding Larry. I don't see it on Steam. Search Finding Larry. The only options are Big Larry, Larry the Unlucky. Is it on like the Epic Games launcher? How's it going, Stir Gamer? And Rima as well. How are you guys? If you fall, do you end stream? I mean, probably not, unless it's like near the tail end of the stream anyway. Like if we've been going for, 2 or 3 hours and we're kind of near the tail end and we fall massively, that might be a sign to end it. But anyway, let's start a new one. Last time we played it on, I think, Easter. I guess there's only 2, yeah. Last time we played it on Easter, which... Wait, it extended A controls. What does that mean? Does that mean it's going to be harder to control the egg as well? I just thought there wouldn't be any checkpoints. But there's checkpoints here. That's what we played last time. This time, we're playing the egging on version. No checkpoints, no help, no nothing. Which means if we fall from super high all the way to the bottom, we're starting completely on square one. So it's gonna be rough. So, how's it going, Dax? Get on Minecraft if you want. Uncle Samsonite. I haven't fixed the world yet. The world is still kind of busted. So Danny and then Stall, they both sent me some things on Discord with kind of plugins that I should install and certain precautions I should take to kind of reset the world, preferably without resetting
an egg outside the hen house. That's
like
unusual.
everyone's build progress, if that makes sense. So anyway, I think I'm trying to see if the sensitivity or
It's moving.
anything is good. It probably seems
Egg, can you hear me? Tell me
okay.
if you can hear me. You can. That changes everything. But what
All
are
right.
you doing down there? That's not
Did
your
look at the
place.
CR upcoming
Let's get
update
inside the
list.
hen house.
I mean, kind of. I've kind of taken a look at. By the way, is the audio fine? Like, do I need to turn the narrator up or down at all? It usually varies by game,
It's cozy here, but,
but
it's not
I have kind of
as
seen
it
the
used to.
upcoming
Everything here
season.
seems
I've seen some of the updates as far as
but it's hard
nerfs
to
to the
explain.
spirits,
If you climb to
but
the rooftop,
I've
you'll get the
also
idea.
seen like the heroes and the Evo that they're coming out with as well. So what happened to the Minecraft world? The Minecraft, the world, the server, it's still there. However,
Wait,
it's...
some of your jumps seem to launch you higher.
Okay, I wonder if there's a way to turn off the narrator
I get
guy,
it. You
because
jump higher
we've
when
already
you
been through
from
here
your tip,
before.
Am I right? By tip, I mean the point.
Okay, there we go. We'll turn him down a little bit. Turn the narrator down a little bit. Oh, you mean turn it up a little? We might just turn it off, because usually all he says is like he walks you through the beginning of the game, which we've played before. But how's it going, Vercoatwall? It's probably not how you pronounce your username, but welcome. The Minecraft server, it's still there, but essentially the status of it is there was a creative and a survival world that I kind of separated, so that, you know, people that were in the survival world could still have a shop, they could still have an economy, as opposed to creative where it completely ruined that, because people could just get anything in the game, and it defeated the purpose of having all that. So yeah, why did I go over here? I think this was the quicker way. So I essentially created the creative and the survival worlds. I separated them, but then people in the... I downloaded a couple of plugins that should have allowed them to be completely separate. Like when they entered in the portal and went to the survival world, it cleared their inventory. They couldn't bring anything with them. And that's what it did. But then the actual balance, like the actual money, could be taken from the creative world to the survival world. So you could, like, in the creative world, for example, you could just get whatever you wanted. You could sell it at the shop. Your balance could go really, really high, and then when you went to the survival world, it wouldn't reset that balance. It would reset your inventory and whatnot, and what you were carrying, but it wouldn't actually reset your balance. And so that it kind of, again, defeated the purpose of the survival world, in the sense that you could just get as much money as you wanted from creative, and then still buy anything that you wanted in survival. But welcome, noob. Nobody likes Expo Witch Player? That's not true. I like Expo Witch Player. How have you been, noob? You missed the old poop squash? Play Clone Armies? Here's the thing, noob, is Clone Armies, is that a multiplayer game that you can play with other people? Because if it is, if you can play Clone Armies just with others, I could just download it and play it with you on my own time. So, wouldn't have a problem doing that. People have made progress using unfair advantages, then resetting it would be fair. Yeah, I mean, I do agree. A lot of people weren't wanting their actual builds to be reset. But, like, it is a tough spot to be in, because, like, on the one hand, they have spent a decent amount of time working on their builds. On the other hand, it doesn't make it fair for really anyone else. I know Danny, he sent me a couple of things that should allow you to kind of reset people's inventory and their chests without necessarily resetting the builds. So I'm like, I read that a little bit before I started stream, but there may be a way to actually reset someone's inventory without necessarily getting rid of their house. So, Drock, can you recommend a game? Sure. Feel free. Dax, what are the upcoming heroes and evos? The upcoming ones, by the way, they all look broken, but the upcoming evo are the ebarbs. So ebarbs are the evo. Have you played either with them or against them in the chaos mode? Because they've just added the chaos mode modifier to the actual game itself. Like, you know, the one where they throw spears. The one where they throw the rage tip spears. That was a chaos mode modifier, and then they just added it to the game. So I'm like, my voice is low. Okay, I'll turn my voice up a little bit, but it seems like this happened last time, noob, where my voice seemed low to you, but it sounded okay to everyone else. So it could just be your phone or something. Just your opinion? You think making everyone start from scratch is the right thing to do? Yeah, I don't completely disagree with you. I think that would definitely make it fair for a lot of the newer people that are starting up. For sure, that don't necessarily know how to use mob farms or whatever to. Like I think you're right. I think it would be fair to kind of have a clean reset once we completely figure everything out. But Noob, it sounds like he said something about Hero Mommy Valkyrie. Yes, Hero Valkyrie is in the game as well. So Hero Valkyrie and Hero Berserker. Hero Valkyrie and Hero Berserker are the two new heroes, and they both look pretty broken. The Hero Valkyrie pretty much just turns into like a washing machine. She just spins constantly and speeds up. So if you play like I don't know, if you play really anything outside of like a P.E.K.K.A. or a mini P.E.K.K.A. or E-Barbs or like a really high DPS card, of which there's only, you know, maybe 5 or so in the game. If you know, unless you play in one of those, she pretty much gains speed and just continuously spins and kind of bounces off troops. So she's very hard to counter. Your first account, 2 years, you downloaded Clash Royale. How long have you been playing, Noob? Surely it's been longer than 2 years, because you mentioned like in 2017 you were playing like a 7 building deck or whatever. So surely you've been playing since the game like first came out, right? How am I doing? I'm doing all right. Doing all right, Umaima. Not fantastic. Just kind of, you know, I'm feeling okay. But how are you? Where do you watch those? You can just look up. I don't know if you have any kind of social media, Dash, but if you have Instagram or TikTok, you can just go to. I mean, you can just go to TV Royale is the name of the actual place. So you can go to TV Royale. You can also just look up Clash Royale new season, and there'll probably be people talking about it as well. Shrek, I'm doing okay. How are you today? So yeah, if you want to kind of see the little teaser of the new cards, that's at least where I watched it, I think. So you follow me in a live? I keep forgetting things. Was this in the Instagram live? If so, I apologize. I have a horrible memory, so I think it sounds familiar. I just wasn't sure if there was another. I just wasn't sure if it was someone else I was getting it mixed up with. But yeah, if you have Instagram, you can just look up TV Royale, or I think Royale API works as well. Like Royale API is kind of another reputable source of Clash Royale info and updates sort of thing. So you're in a similar situation. Just you're just sleep deprived. Yeah, that kind of sums up me. Kind of like I'm a little sleep deprived for sure. So it's on YouTube as well. Yeah, that's true. So you can find it pretty much anywhere. Like on any, I would say pretty much any social media. It seems like you can probably just go to the. You can just search up Clash Royale new season or Hero Valkyrie or Hero Berserker or any of those things, and there'll be videos. There'll be videos on it. So I should play chess. I have played chess in a video before. I don't know how entertaining it would be in a live stream. Like it seems like I don't know how entertaining it would be, but I would be opposed to playing chess potentially. And oh, we overshot it in a live stream. But GD Lord, this is an egg game, as you can tell. We're a chicken egg. The goal is pretty much just to climb. And we played this game a couple of months ago, but we played it when we played it last. We played it with checkpoints on, so like we just played the normal version, which which did use checkpoints, and they kind of ended up saving us a lot of the time, because there are times where you fall pretty far, but if you have a checkpoint, you can always just get back up to where you were. With this, we are now playing the hardcore mode, which has no checkpoints. So one fall can kind of reset all of your progress. So, and we've barely even touched, we barely touched the tip of the iceberg as far as how high up you can go. So, like this first part, this coop part is kind of meant to be kind of a, I don't know, kind of an an introductory part of the game. But once you get higher up, it's only going to get harder. So, Ken getting his own event dedicated to him is lucky. That's true. Ken's got his own event. They released what seems like a special Berserker emote exactly in his style. They released the Hero Berserker, which is I think his favorite card. So it seems like, dang. Danny, welcome. You're new here. You just liked and subscribed. All right. W Danny. But I kind of spoke about it a little bit in the video that I recorded today. It kind of seems like, at least in my mind, I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but it kind of felt like another one of those somewhat desperate things that Supercell was doing to get back on people's good sides, if that makes sense, because they've been doing a lot of that recently. They've been doing a lot of things that kind of feel like a desperation attempt to have people like them again. Like they had that massive giveaway where they gave away, whatever it was, 1 million pass royales, a bunch of gems. They gave away a bunch of things, and that kind of felt like one of those attempts that they had that announcement where they announced that there was not going to be any more levels. There was going to be no level 17. Like that also felt like another attempt to just get people to like them again. And now they're here with this, where they're bringing on, like, I would say Ken is probably one of the most loved Clash Royale creators, especially because they couldn't bring on, it's not like they could bring on Mo Light, it's not like they could bring on SK555, like it's not like they could bring on someone who has those kind of allegations against him. So it's like they're bringing on one of the most loved creators and kind of having a special event for him, releasing emotes and cards that are kind of tailored to him as well. And in my mind, it was just kind of another attempt to, it just felt like another attempt to get on him and his audience's good side. I could be completely just making that up in my head, but it just seems like with what they've been doing, I don't know, I would not be surprised at all if just seems like an attempt to do that. Also, this is where a checkpoint was last time. There was a checkpoint right over here on this corner, so if we ever fell back down, we could immediately bypass everything that we did. There's no checkpoint here this time, so it's kind of scary knowing that if you fall, you have to redo all of that. There's nothing to bring you back up. But you kept laughing when the cinnamon guy kept dying over and over. Wait, what was going on yesterday? Was he? I remember. I think on the on the latter half of the stream, someone said that the Johnny guy, he killed someone. He killed Cyber or something. And then I can't remember who it was, but one of Cyber's friends kept trying to kill Johnny after he did that or something. But let's see, I kind of forget how you. I think we have to wait until this stops spinning, right? Hopefully we can make it. Okay, just barely do. This was a pretty difficult part though. This part here, we ended up falling off the edge several times, which is scary because before you fell off, you had a checkpoint. But now we don't. I wonder if you can probably jump off from here though. I think before we tried going through the grate, but it might be easier to just jump just outside of it. I think we can probably make that jump But Ian77 and Jinxie, not that those creators have, like, those creators, you're talking about like the most loved Clash Royale creators, Dax? If so, that makes sense. I would say they're both pretty loved as well. Johnny killed someone who was AFK. They got payback, but it was like for an hour straight he kept dying. He was either getting killed or he kept dying on his own. Dang. I mean, I guess. Okay, we can make it. Guess he got what he deserved if he killed someone who was AFK and everyone just kept getting back at him for an hour. I do feel a bit bad for him though, because like, what if that was his first time playing Minecraft and he was like experimenting to see if he could kill someone, and then he just ends up getting yammed on for an hour. But it was a crazy moment of him saying he'll delete the channel if you get 5 stars, and yeah, and then he got a 5-star crate. Yeah, I did see that of Ken, and then he kind of made a video saying he was gonna delete it, and then he just kept posting videos. But obviously, it was just satire. But I think I guess you can go on this beam, but I think the way that we went before was over on this wood beam ahead of us. So I guess we'll go that way. Oh, that was obviously a very bad idea. Okay, we'll just go here to... Wait, where are we? We need to get up there. I don't think there's a way to get up there without going around again. So let's try going back. It was definitely not the cleanest... Definitely not the cleanest jump ever. You were talking about YouTube Clash Royale players, so you mentioned some... Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, I think like I've seen other Clash Royale creators appear on... I've seen other Clash Royale creators appear on the TV Royales before. Like obviously they've had OJ. I've seen OJ been on some TV Royales. I've seen, I think, Morton been on some TV Royales as well. But it seems like as far as releasing a... So how are we meant to get back up here? We might be kind of stuck. I don't really see a way that we can get... We might be cooked. Unless there's a way around this backside that we can get on. Oh, maybe there is. Okay. I guess that works. It's not gonna put us up as high as we wanted, but should hopefully work. But like I've seen other Clash Royale creators that have appeared on TV Royales, but I've never seen any that get their own specific game mode or their own, specific emote that's patterned after them. So it seems like, I don't know, it almost seems like it feels like they're showing Ken extra love, which is good because I love Ken, but it also feels like they're just, I don't know, it almost just feels like they're trying too hard to win people back. And so, I don't know, it just felt like they were doing it like through him made the most sense because he's a Clash Royale creator that doesn't have any heinous allegations against him. Someone who the majority of Clash players seem to like. But Josh is by far the best CR creator. I mean, thank you, Mima. I wish that was true, but maybe I guess I can't argue with you if it's your opinion, but I appreciate that. I have thought though, like I'll be honest, I don't know if you felt like this or if it's just me, but looking at the upcoming heroes and evos for the next season, I have really been wanting to just delete Clash altogether. I'm like, I I would be done if it wasn't... Like, it's just... I would be done if there was another really great game that I could kind of pivot to. Like, if I had kind of made special Minecraft videos before. Like, I just don't have a lot of great... Not again. This is the disadvantage of hardcore mode. Normally we'd be able to use our checkpoint to get right back up there, but it takes a bit longer. Like if I had some good unique ideas about Minecraft videos that I could make, or if I was a little bit better at Minecraft or something and I could kind of pivot to that game or make content about that for a while, then I would definitely just stop playing Clash to pivot. But it feels like I'm not really great at any other game except for Clash. Like Clash is the only game that I would say I'm good at. I'm not great at it, but I would say it's the only game where I really have some, you know, unique ideas about what kind of decks to make, what kind of videos to do. Whereas with Minecraft, I feel like I'm still so new to the game that I just struggle. Like I struggle to just survive in survival mode. So I feel like there's not a game that I'm familiar enough with to really make videos about full time. So that's kind of the only thing that's keeping me playing Clash, if that makes sense. You don't know many YouTubers who play it. Juicy Day, Jinxie, Molite. Yeah, Riley, those are some of the most popular ones for sure, with the exception of Josh Wash in there. Okay, finally we make the jump. I'm most definitely the best CR streamer. Thank you, Danny. Do you think Jinxie is a good CR player? I mean, it's hard to tell. Like, he's got like top 10k finishes. Like he's got, like, as far as finishes go, he's got the accolades. He's reached Ultimate Champion several times. Like accolade wise, I don't know, he seems like a pretty dang good player, but a lot of times when I watch him play, I'm like, there's no way this guy's top 5k. Like I don't know, a lot of the plays that he makes are really... Man, why do I keep doing that? A lot of the plays he makes are kind of poor. Like, I don't know. As far as being a good player, I would say in general, yes, he's better than probably 99% of Clash players out there. But I don't know. A lot of times when I watch him play, I'm just surprised that he is, you know, top 5k, that he has a top 5k finish. So, how's it going to Scene Con? You fell on your e-scooter and you scraped your knee and it hurts. Dang, that I can imagine. I've had my fair share of falling on scooters. It is not pleasant. There was once where I tried to ride one of those little razor scooters down like a really steep hill. This was when I was probably 7 years old, and I thought the little brake on the back of the wheel, like the one that you press down on with your heel, I thought it'd be enough to stop me. But as soon as I did that, obviously your heel starts heating up, it gets really, really hot, and I ended up crashing pretty hard riding a scooter down that hill because I picked up speed much quicker than I anticipated that I would. So it is not enjoyable at all to get injured on a scooter. There's not much protection there. My streams have become part of your daily routine now. You just have to watch every day. You missed when I weren't here? Thank you, Mima. I'm very happy to hear that. I'm glad you like them. It was, yeah, last week it was kind of a weird week. Like it did kind of feel a little bit strange not streaming every day. Like I don't know, I've gotten so used to doing it that it did feel a little bit weird not doing it every day last week. Also, how are we meant to... I completely forgot how we got over here. I guess we jump from... I mean, do we just... I don't know if this is going to be enough leverage to, like, get over... Oh, I guess it is. Okay. I don't know what I was freaking out about. Your game recommendation is Modern Warship. It's super fun. Multiplayer. Okay. Modern Warship sounds interesting. I have thought before about playing those kinds of games. Like, about playing... I don't know if, like, War Thunder is a good one. But, like, I've heard... Like, that's also kind of a war/shooting game that I'm like, there's probably a lot to that game. It probably doesn't get old. Probably doesn't get old real easily. Like, there's probably a lot of different things you can play. There's probably a lot to the game, and so I've thought before about playing those kinds of war-type games. They're not really a game that I grew up playing, but I just wondered how many people would want to see it. But if Modern Warships... It sounds kind of intriguing. I could give it a try sometime. So, your father told me his lore, how he got into an accident with a motorcycle, and he got his muscle and bone separated. He still has the mark in his arm. Dang, that sounds painful. How do you even... That would have to be a pretty bad accident for your muscle and bone to be separated. Okay, hold on. Okay, there we go. I think we're good. This is not... I don't think this is the hardest part of this section, though. I think there's another part that we need to get up here. That I think was more difficult the first time. But no offense, War Thunder, crazy hard. The average person will get destroyed. That makes sense. I didn't know if it was one of those... Like, there's a learning curve to a lot of games. Like, this game that we're playing now, obviously you don't play with other people. It's kind of a somewhat easy to pick up on game. I didn't know how easy other games were, especially games like, you know, War Thunder or Fortnite. I didn't know if there were... You know, I didn't know how many sweats there... Okay, we just barely made that. How many sweats there were in the game. Okay, this is honestly like really tense. I never like this part was pretty difficult to... Dang, how have we made it this far? I'm gonna be honest, it took us a really long time to get up to this point last time. Assuming I can get up here. Yeah, I think we're past the... Okay, we're in the clear. I'm gonna be honest, it took us a really long time to get up to this point last time. I don't know how we got that in one go, but I'm not complaining. You can't comment as much, you're working. That's totally okay, Danny. I really appreciate your commitment to be here, even if you're working. And just know it is totally okay to not watch if you have to work, if you're gonna get in trouble or something. If you're not working, like, we completely understand, like that. Okay, thank goodness we didn't fall too far. But yeah, I mean, I appreciate you being here regardless of whether or not you're commenting, Danny. How did the egg not break? Yeah, I guess it's an adamantium egg. Speaking of adamantium, how are you guys feeling about the upcoming... I've seen a lot of reels, a lot of people talking about the Doomsday trailer and whatnot. Do you follow the MCU at all? Umaima or Danny or anyone else here? I guess Danny, if Danny's working, he might not be able to comment, but like, how do you guys feel about the upcoming Doomsday movie? Like, are you excited for it? I've kind of heard that the majority of people, maybe not the majority, there's a large part of people that feel like it's just going to be like a big cameo session where, you know, all these, you know, a bunch of heroes are going to show up and maybe display a little bit of their powers, but they feel like there's a large part of people that don't feel like it's going to be a real compelling movie. I don't know. I mean, Marvel has come out with a lot of bad shows and content recently. Like She-Hulk was pretty bad. The Marvels, like there's a lot of really poor shows and stuff that they've come out with, but it seems like with Infinity War and Endgame, they kind of knocked it out of the park. So you're excited for Doomsday. A lot of them are gonna die, and Secret Wars is when they'll beat Doomsday. Okay. How long apart are those movies gonna be? Like, have they announced like how long it's gonna be before Secret Wars comes out? Because here, let me look up real quick. I thought like Doomsday I think is releasing somewhat soon, right? Doomsday release date. Okay, yeah, December of this year. So that's only, if it's July, that's I guess it's 5 months away. I guess that's a decent bit away. Let's see. And then Secret Wars is okay, coming out a couple years. Oh no, not a couple years. 2027. So just 1 year later. Okay, and it'll be an exact year apart. All right, that's good. That's not as long as I was expecting. I didn't know if it was gonna be like, you know, a 2 or 3 year gap before they got to it, but it feels like Endgame and Infinity War, was that also a year apart? Because I thought Infinity War came out 2018? And then Endgame was 2019 or something? I could have that wrong, but it seems like it might have been a year or two apart for that movie as well. Did you miss the gruesome injury section? You have a good one? Feel free, Drock. We can still be on the topic if you wanna bring up. Yeah, Tassine. Oh, I must have missed your message. You said you showed me the photo when it was 1980. There was a photo of like the actual accident. Dang, yeah, Tassine shared how his dad got in a motorcycle accident. If you have a gruesome injury story, feel free to share. I don't think anyone's eating food right now, so no one should lose their appetite. Okay, I remember this section taking some time, I think, because these buckets are obviously not, they're obviously kind of slippery, so I remember it taking a little bit of time to get over here, but it seems like we've been kind of breezing through for the most part, so hopefully we can just keep the momentum going, and we might not even turn around. It might just be easiest to keep the camera pointed in one direction. Okay, so we do need to jump on the tip there. Oh, okay, those were almost 2 to 3 years apart. Okay, I guess maybe that's why I was expecting a longer. Maybe that's why I was expecting a longer duration between Doomsday and Secret Wars, was because that one took a little while. But yeah, it's kind of nice that they're only a year apart. I was expecting a longer delay, but let's see your story, Drock. 3 months ago, you hit your toe on the stair, and your nail went back like a millimeter into the toe. To get surgery, they had to cut open your toe to see what was wrong. They sewed your toenail back on, you had a cast for 2 weeks, and then you lost the nail. Damn, that sounds like it would hurt. Having your nail go back into your foot. Ouch. Okay, I remember this taking... Let's focus, because I think if we orient ourselves the right way, there's no way we make it through in one go, right? Yeah, okay, I was gonna say that would be a... We gotta be real careful here, because I remember last time when we turned into a yoke, these cracks are more than big enough for you to fall through, and I remember falling all the way back down to, I think, almost the start. And without any checkpoints, that is gonna be painful because we've been going for like 40 minutes. So if we fall all the way back there, it's pretty much undoing 40 minutes of progress. So, only reason why Doomsday is happening is because of what happened to Jonathan Majors. Oh yeah, they were originally going to do the Kang Dynasty. I heard about that. I heard that they were originally going to build... Yeah, they were going to do like something different. And then didn't he have like... Wasn't there like an assault case or something against him? That ended up... Like, they ended up firing him or something because of that. He was going to be the main villain, yeah. Which one would you say... Like, are you happy for that, Danny? Are you, like, overall, are you looking more forward to Doomsday than you would be for Kang Dynasty? Or is it... Well, like, was that a series that you were looking more... Was that a movie you were looking more forward to? I'm not a huge comic book reader, so, I don't... I know a lot of the superheroes and a lot of their backstories, but not... I don't remember reading or even hearing much on Kang. I did watch the Quantumania, the Ant-Man Quantumania, where he was in it, but it's been so long since I watched it that I can't even really remember what happened. Okay, I don't know why it's so hard to get up on this. Okay, there we go. Ourselves positioned again. Do I like your profile picture? It's the ghost from Call of Duty. Okay, I remember seeing memes of that ghost. Also, Jess, welcome. Hopefully you're having a good day. I remember seeing memes of, like, I've never played Call of Duty, but I remember seeing memes of him in like the backseat of a car. I'm sure you know. I'm sure you've seen that, but I've seen memes of that, which is the only reason why I know him. But you're happier with Doomsday only because this isn't regular Doomsday. This is God Emperor Doomsday. Huh? They released the script for Kang and it sounded horrible. Okay, I guess that's a good thing though. I guess it kind of ended up working out. How does that work though? Like, were they still planning to release Doomsday just later? Or was this never even, like, were they not even planning to ever release? Okay, also, this is going to be tough. Okay, we just have to hang out here. Because, holy, if we fall as a yoke, it is... Ironically enough, it's like... no pun intended, but it's like we're walking on eggshells. Because it's like, yeah, no checkpoints definitely does add a little, definitely adds a layer of like tension that wasn't there before. Because before you had peace of mind that if you fall, you can just get right back up to where you, because I think there was like a checkpoint up here, I think as well, that we could get back to, but now it's just, no. Rima, yeah, it's stressful, but we actually haven't fallen too far yet. Like, I'm surprised by it. We haven't... I would have thought we'd have like a major fall by now, but I guess not. Where are we going? Are we going here? Okay, I guess we're hopping over this thing. They were gonna release the Doomsday movie, but it wasn't gonna be the main villain. Okay, they're using God Emperor Doom from the comics to make it the main villain. Okay, I've seen. Also, I've seen a lot of memes / clips of this. Oh, I guess we don't even need to hop over it. We can just push it to the side. I've seen a lot of memes and clips about Thor's teammates in this one. Bro, what is Yelena gonna do against Doom? Okay, we did not fall very far. We're lucky we're... I thought we were gonna fall much farther than that. like, yeah, what are some of these Avengers that are here? What are they gonna do against? What are they gonna do against Doctor Doom? Like, respectfully, y'all are not touching him. Like, what are your bullets gonna do? Are you gonna pull out a gun and shoot him? Like, I just Thor is gonna have to just carry his entire team. It looks like, because like I'm kind of confused why they're even there. It feels like they can do nothing in the movie. Like at least with something like, oh wait, we need to rotate this a little more. All right, yeah, we need to turn this rooster around. At least in something like in the original Avengers movie. At least, right, with the Chitauri, at least if you have a gun or something, you can shoot the Chitauri, or so, like at least you can do something. Against Doctor Doom, like it just seems like a pointless effort to pull out a pistol and expect to catch him off guard. Oh, I guess we come over here and adjust it. Okay. Let's see a little bit more. I guess that's the most you can do it. Alright, that should be good. Now we just gotta get back up and hopefully not fall. So, does it stream in when you die, or will I play another game? Lynx was here. I don't think Lynx is still here. He suggested playing Finding Larry because him and Dark have both kind of been waiting for that game. He said it was on Steam. I didn't see it on Steam, but like maybe for just the very latter part of the stream, I could do that because both him and Dark have been asking and waiting for it. But I don't know if either him or Dark are even going to be available to watch. Okay, this is it. This is like, I mean, this is going to lead us up there. This would normally be a really memorable, this would normally be a really notable thing because there would be a checkpoint up here, and so we would never have to see the chicken coop again. But in hardcore, anything's possible. We can fall all the way back down, and there's a lot of cracks and holes in the ground that make it kind of easy to do that. So, Secret Wars is when the stronger teammates will show up because most of the people in Doomsday are weak. That makes sense. Doom stopped an axe with 2 fingers. I did see that. Supposedly Thor will die and resurrect as Rune King Thor. Okay, I have heard a lot of people talking about that. I'm not real... yeah, like I said, I'm not real like comic savvy. So what does Rune King Thor have that regular Thor does not? Does he just like is he resurrected with more power? Does he have some kind of special abilities that he doesn't have? Because I have heard people talking about that a little bit. How they think Rune King Thor is. Wait a minute. The map is different. What is this? Okay, that was not here in the original one. There was not a hole there. Okay, I guess in addition to not having any checkpoints, the map is also slightly different. This was just a solid. I remember that being just a solid beam, but I guess the actual, yeah, I guess the actual map itself is more difficult. I don't think we can't really go that way. So this is kind of our only option. Rune King Thor has powers of the Odin Force. He has his father's powers, and Odin is stronger than Thanos. Okay, dang, that's yeah. I know Odin was pretty dang strong. Isn't that why Thanos like he waited until after Odin? And I think I've seen clips of like how he waited until Odin and like the Ancient One were both dead before he started his attack. It's like, it makes sense if you have a being that's that powerful. You wouldn't want to have to face them in battle, so he tactically just waited. Am I gonna watch the new Spider-Man movie? Also, Itchy, yeah, feel free to share. Feel free to share your suggestion, Itchy. I didn't see the Easter egg. Oh, I did see it. I think it just gives you a. I guess maybe I could go get it. I think it just gives you a special skin in the game, which I don't know. Maybe that could be nice to have a little skin, but that's why Thanos waited for Odin to die, because he knew he would lose. He also waited for the Ancient One's death. Yeah, both of them are super. I mean, if I was Thanos, I would wait too, because having to face either one of them would be rough. But so, how's it going, NKLS? I don't know if you're still here over on the Instagram stream, but welcome, Noah. Hopefully you're doing all right as well. I think we'll wait for. I guess we'll try to hurdle this one first. Okay, at least there wasn't a hole in the ground. It could have been worse. We could have fallen through one of those, which would reset all of our progress. I should do Roblox vids and streams. I have done one Roblox stream. I don't know. I thought it was okay. Like, there were some fun Roblox games, especially if I was playing with other people, but for the most part, I would say Roblox, it wasn't a game that I loved or was really, passionate about. Like it was an okay game, but there were a lot of people in the that normally watch that mentioned that they weren't really a fan of Roblox. So it kind of felt like maybe my audience was, because Roblox is kind of tailored to. It seems like it's kind of tailored to kids, right? It seems like it's kind of tailored to younger people. And there are a lot of young people that watch my streams, but there's also a lot that are, in their 20s, and where Roblox isn't necessarily their kind of game. So I wouldn't be opposed to doing it again, but I've tried it in the past, and it seemed like a lot of people didn't necessarily enjoy it, but I could give it another go. So, Mongero, I'm doing all right. How are you? Run. Okay, let's try this again. Nope. Okay, as long as there's not a... Can we get up this way? It almost looks like there's a... It almost looks like this is leading up to something, but all you can really do is... I guess not. It doesn't really look like there's anywhere to... Doesn't really look like there's anywhere to go with that. So I guess we'll head back to the original entrance. So you want to know the Marvel movies in sequence because you keep forgetting what the movie was? I don't know. Like, you want to know the Marvel movies in sequence of what? Like the order of every Marvel movie? I don't know if I'd be able to tell you that. I do watch a decent bit of Marvel. Like, I've watched most of Marvel's movies and TV shows, but I don't know the exact chronological order of them, but I'm sure it sounds like there's a couple people that know a decent bit about Marvel in the chat. So if you wanted to know, if you have any questions, I'm sure they will know much more about it than me. So, you have another game idea, Drock? Okay, that was not great. Okay. Sounds good. Feel free to share, Drock, if you have another game idea. Feel free to share it. I can see if I can give it a go sometime if it looks interesting. Okay, there we go. That was That was pretty good. I think we have to go over this way. There is another egg over there, but that is risky to get. Like, I don't know how we're even going to get back up once we get down there. We didn't go for the egg last time, even though that kind of looks like it could unlock a cool skin. I just, with no checkpoints, I don't think it's worth the risk. So we can go to the collection though. I think we reach the kitchen. I do kind of like the crow egg. Which one did we just unlock though? Oh, I guess we also, so we have, I guess we retain all of the eggs that we unlocked even when we weren't in hardcore mode. So we can choose any one. Which one do you guys think would be the which one do you guys like the best? I think this one was like the final egg that we got. Yeah, finish the game. Personally, I kind of like the simplicity of just the crow egg. It kind of looks cool. I like the texture of it. We could do a construction egg, an acrylic egg. Approach the rooster. All right. You recommended Little Nightmares. Play that one. Okay, is that a horror game? I don't play a ton of horror, but we have played that before. We have played horror games before. So, Drawk, you like acrylic? Alright, maybe use the first one you find in the game. I think the first one we found, I completely forgot what it was. We got one on that little beam, but I don't remember what it was called. We got a cow egg. Alright. That's kind of cool as well. I'm not opposed to doing like an acrylic one. It's not horror, it's kind of survival. Okay. Do I like Minecraft but wish the combat was cooler and wish I could team up to fight monsters? Not necessarily, Drawk. I mean, like I wouldn't be opposed to that, but the actual, like the fighting part of Minecraft isn't necessarily the part that I love most. I kind of like the building and the mining and gathering resource aspect of it. But Minecraft Dungeons, okay, I guess we'll pick acrylic for now. We can always change it if we want, but I have seen I think I've seen ads or something for Minecraft Dungeons. That part of Minecraft, like, again, I probably like more of the resource getting / building part of Minecraft, but wouldn't be opposed to... Uh-oh. Don't eat me. I think in real life the bird would probably peck. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but like I grew up with chickens, and if they see an egg yolk, they will go crazy for it. So, Lauren, what is up? Welcome 2 doors over. For those of you guys who don't know, well, Lauren's my older sister. She's actually visiting. She wanted to do a feature at some point in this stream, so you guys might get to meet her briefly because she's here. She was kind of helping the new cat that we kind of adopted get transferred. So she's here. She's probably just in a different room in the house. So you guys, I don't think she's never been on stream, but you guys might have seen her. Like I posted on the community tab a couple of highlights from the beach trip. I think she was in one of them, but let's just try and get up to maybe a good resting point. Can you see the kitty? You love kitty? Alright, I mean, if you want, Lauren, you can bring in, I don't know if okay, I guess his name is not Mancat. It's kind of a nickname, but if you want, you can come in and bring Mancat in. Drawk, you want to see a cat as well? Alright, I guess, yeah, she might fetch the cat and bring him in. You guys can meet both of them. He's a very chill cat. He just kind of, I think my younger brother, he described him as like as a stuffed animal pretty much. Like you can kind of just pick him up and put him anywhere, and he'll be chill. So Little Nightmares is not horror, but have some effects. It's a survival game. Okay, I do like survival games, so it might be worth looking into it. Okay, sounds like Lauren will be in a few minutes. So sounds good. I guess she'll just pop in, say hello. You guys can meet her and the cat. Okay. I think let's go like this. You have 3 cats? Nice, Itchy. I mean, we grew up with cat. Like we grew up with one. We pretty much just had like one cat that we grew up with that had like a couple different litters of kittens. But yeah, pretty much all growing up, I grew up with cats and kittens as well. So I'm definitely much more of a cat person than I am a dog person. I've never really loved dogs, I'll be honest. Like, not that they're not good, sweet, loyal animals, but just that my preference hasn't been for them. So, I would say I'm a cat person for sure. Okay, we gotta wait for the steam. This is the farthest we've made it. So it's kind of cool that we've made it this far and haven't lost too much progress. You also have a dog? Okay. So you have a few cats and a dog? Are they like, how old are they? Itchy, are they still kind of like, are they babies? Are they all grown? You and your girlfriend like cats? Nice. Okay, let's wait till about right here and just barely squeeze our way in. Okay, I think there's another... Oh, I thought that was a drop-off. That could have been bad. Thankfully it wasn't, but how's it going, Johannes? You have a pet rock? Nice. I never had a pet rock, but trying to think of what other pets I've had. We've had guinea pigs. We pretty much grew up with like cats and chickens. There was once where we had where my sister kind of convinced my parents to get a duck along with the kittens, or not the kittens, along with the chickens. So we had a duck, a singular duck for a while as well. So let's just wait till this blows again. Okay, this is probably an okay stopping point. I don't know if there's a way to actually... I think we tried this last time. I didn't know, like, we kind of suspected there might be like an Easter egg or a little something if you got in here, but I don't think there is. Cats are like teenagers right now. Okay. But the runt is a big bag. Dog has been with us forever. Nice. How's it going, Riley? How are you doing? Yeah, the one cat that we grew up with, she's still alive. She just lives with my older sister in Oregon. She's like, I think she's 17 or 18 years old, which is, it's like a really old grandma in cat years. It's like, I think it's like the equivalent of 80 years old or something. So we have a pretty old cat that lives with her that we grew up with. That's above average for a cat life. Okay, it's good to know then. Good to know that she has had a better than average lifespan. Am I streaming on Twitch? No, I'm not, Johannes. I used to, but now I only stream to a few places. I only stream on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Those are the 3 places where I stream. So, do I play any sport? And not really. I mean, I like basketball. We have a basketball hoop outside that I'll sometimes play. Also, I'm gonna pause this because I'm gonna go use the bathroom, but I think my older sister's also wanting to come in and introduce herself and our new cat. So I'll be back in probably a couple of minutes, probably with her as well, and then you guys can meet them both. TikTok? What's wrong with TikTok, Louis? You don't you're not a fan of TikTok? Anyway, I don't know if I answered your question, Dax, but I play a little bit of basketball, but I don't play on a team or anything. I pretty much grew up, like all in my younger years, I played soccer. And then as I got a little bit older, I tried out football in junior high for a year. I've kind of always liked basketball, but I've never played it because I'm not real tall. I'm 5'8". It's just a very average height. So I never played basketball on a team, but I would say basketball is probably my favorite sport at the moment. I follow the NBA a little bit. So thank you, KM, for the hearts. I'll be back in a couple of minutes, and then you guys can meet them both, and then we can continue the game as well. You can play for fun. Yeah, so I guess basketball is a sport that I'll sometimes play for fun, and then pickleball as well. So we have a little pickleball court that our family will sometimes use. So basketball and pickleball are probably the two that I play most, but I'll be back in a sec. All right. Dax, you're from Norway? Dang, I could have sworn. I don't know why I assumed you were from. I don't know why I assumed you were like from India, but is that where you're from? Oh no, you were, or were you responding to Johannes? Oh, okay. I was like, I just saw you saying Norway. I was like, okay, you're from India. Okay, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, I just saw you mention Norway, and I was like, didn't know you were from there.
Stressed.
But all right, here he is.
Okay, wait. He wants to just
Chill.
go right here for a sec. Picked him up, but wrong way.
All right, cat is on the bed. I guess getting used to the room.
Where's camera?
Camera's over here. This is my older
How do
sister.
I see?
It might take a.
Hello to Josh's live.
It's kind of confusing because this is like 5-second delay. So this is the real time ones right here. So it's like, there's the camera. I just
Wow, look at all your setup.
Yep. This is it.
It is great. Hello to everyone. Here's the cat.
It's coming over. There's probably a way to. I can probably just.
Here
There
he
he
is. I'll
Yeah.
put him close.
He's 8 years old or something.
He is 8 or 9. He is very sweet.
Tell my brother to behave. No, I asked my younger brother if he wanted to come on stream as well, the one that you've sometimes seen in the shorts, but he said his friend is coming over in a few minutes, so he didn't want to come on. But the cat looks like me.
He does kind of look like Josh.
I guess.
He loves Josh. Here, hold him.
I guess he's just a nice,
Hold him on the stream.
chill.
He's just like a big baby cat.
I don't know how to hold a cat.
Just like that.
Yes. Oh,
Kind of.
he is wiggling around.
Anyways, here he is. He
Yeah.
can do tricks.
You see the resemblance? Danny's calling him
did.
Man Cat. I guess
Very long.
I guess his name is his full name Onyx?
I think he is going to be called Onyx or Obsidian
Alright.
because he is black.
Yeah, so I guess that's his name. We called him Man Cat when he was in Oregon just because. Where did that even come from? His original name was Mama Cat, I think, because we
We
thought.
thought he was a girl, but he was not a girl. So we had to change it. We were calling him Mama Cat. And then he was a boy, so he had to be changed to Man Cat. And then the name stuck. But it's not a very good name.
Yeah,
He deserves a better name than Man Cat.
that's true. I like.
So
I guess Onyx, name of a Pokemon. Yeah, I guess there is a Pokemon named Onyx. So it's kind of a, I mean, it's kind of a cool name, and it's also,
Mhm.
isn't it just is it a black rock or what
It
is?
is a black shiny rock, so that is also where it comes from.
I guess that is the same with Obsidian, right? Also a black
Yeah.
rock. So
Also black rock.
yep, you said his name's Charcoal. Charcoal doesn't sound. I mean, it's not a bad name, but
Midnight. Hey, Midnight's a good name.
it's cool.
I like Midnight for him.
Mm-hmm.
He is very sweet. Also, apparently, Nyx, which is what his nickname would be if he was named Onyx, is the goddess of the night. So it kind of works like that too.
Okay, sister's name. This is Lauren. So
Oh yeah.
I think a couple of she's been in the she's been in the streams a couple times before. So I think if you've been here a while, I think Danny has seen her. I don't think a lot of the people that you've talked to before, I don't think they're here today. I know
Batman.
yeah,
isn't
Batman.
here.
Yeah, he's not here today. Neither is Nithan or Fenrir.
Oh,
So he's not
yeah.
here either. So there's I've seen you talk to some people before, but I don't.
Tell Mancat he's invited to the barbecue.
All right,
Cute.
sounds good. I guess you don't live too far away. I mean, you're in California, so not crazy out of the question. But anyway, that is them both. So
Yeah.
hopefully,
What
yeah,
game is this?
this is an A game, so it is kind of fitting. It's kind of a chicken-ish game where there
Very
is
fun.
yes. So
Nice.
anyway, he's gonna be with us.
You want
So-
him on your bed, or do you want me to take him out?
I mean, he
He
can.
looks like he's chilling.
Yeah, if he's chilling, he can stay on there. Don't have a problem with him there. He's pretty quiet. So
He is very quiet. He should behave.
yep, sounds good.
All right.
So-
Goodbye to the live.
Okay, thank you for meeting everyone. All right. So that is them both. His name is the Almighty Lord of Darkness, whose tendrils of black smoke slither through the air. All right. Well, I guess that's definitely that's a very grand name. I guess it could work, but anyway, that is them both. I think she's here for maybe another day or so, but she kind of came because Onyx / Mancat was really familiar with her. He would pretty much stop by almost every day at her house, and so She kind of came on the car ride to make sure he wouldn't freak out or anything in the car. So he's kind of eyeing the door. I don't know if he... I guess we'll keep an eye, see if he wants to head out, but he's just chilling on the bed at the moment. So you timed him out for 24 hours. All right, that's fair enough. I only timed him out for like 5 minutes, but yeah, your timeout was probably much more appropriate, Danny. So anyway, if you ever see Lauren in the chat, then that is her. So I think you've met a lot of my... Here he is down here. You've met a lot of my family. I think some of you guys have seen Jacob. I think my mom even popped her head on real quick as well. And you guys have kind of seen Evan, at least in the shorts, not actually in the live streams, but you guys have seen him in, he's the one that helps me out with... Uh-oh. Oh, no. Okay, that's actually not the worst. I thought we would have fallen a bit further. But I think the only ones you haven't met are like my dad and then my other older sister, who actually doesn't live too far from here. She only lives like 10 minutes away in Arizona, but she's been busy because she has a 2-year-old kid that she's taking care of, and she's pregnant, so it's like she's pretty busy. She's got a decent bit going on, so she doesn't drop by too often, especially when I'm streaming. But let's okay, I might go let him out. He's kind of... Onyx is eyeing the door, so I'll let him out real quick. All right. Because you're asking what phones you have? Okay. I think I have an iPhone... I think it's an iPhone 14 Pro. So, will he be named Midnight? I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll bring it up to my... It's kind of my younger brother's... It's kind of my younger brother's cat. Because he's the one that's going to be kind of taking care of it. He's the one that kind of wanted a cat. Please tell me we can make that. So he's the one that's going to name it as well. He originally, he liked the name Onyx, but maybe we can bring up Midnight, and if he likes it anymore, then maybe that can be its name. So, okay, I think we go now. Okay, we're in a new part. This part... I remember it being, it can be somewhat precarious, because if you fall off, you fall all the way back to, the start of the level, as opposed to being caught by a ledge or something, so this one it's definitely not, yeah, it's definitely not an easy, okay, we didn't fall too far there, but, once we get a little bit farther along in those spinners, then... Yeah, there'll be more of a fall. So don't blame me for saying this, but honest question: is your mama my girlfriend? No, she is not. She lives in she lives in the UAE. So no, I didn't know her before she. I don't know if it was Fenrir or someone else that recommended the live. I thought she might have came in because of Fenrir or something, but no, I didn't know her before she started appearing in the lives. Also, is this... Oh, I don't think we can... I don't know if we can jump up there. Dang, it's like... I think that ledge is just beyond what we can do. We'll try jumping into the steam, maybe, and seeing if that helps, but... Okay, we gotta wait, though. You still don't get who is Fenrir? Yeah, his username is Nathan Johnson, but we call him Fenrir because that's just kind of... Okay, there we go. That's just kind of what he goes by. That's his nickname in Clash Royale. That's kind of just what he goes by. He doesn't go by his government name. So yeah, Fenrir is an OG. I mean, yeah, a lot of people here are OGs. Like Danny and Rima. You guys are both OGs as well. If Johannes is here, Johannes has been here for a while. So there's a lot of OGs here. He made a gunpowder farm. Okay. Louis, you're not OG? That's alright, like even if you haven't been here for months, and even if you're not, you know. Okay. No, not again. Alright, we gotta figure out how to... The thing is, I don't remember that being difficult at all. Like, I do not remember that being a difficult obstacle. I remember being able to breeze through that, so the fact that we've fallen 2 or 3 times on that beam, maybe we're getting worse. Okay. Rima and Danny are the regular viewers. Yeah, for the most part, they do a really good job of showing up, but it's not like I just appreciate the effort to be here regardless of whether or not you're here every day. Like, I understand people are busy, people got lives outside of live streams and whatnot, so like I completely understand someone who, like, there are people that have... Okay, I don't know why we were close there. I don't know why we're so bad at that particular... Are we timing it wrong? It almost seems... This is just like skepticism, but it almost seems like it spins just a little bit quicker in hardcore mode. Because I don't remember it being this difficult when we did it last time. I remember us being able to just breeze through that part every time. So... Okay. Let's go like that. Are we stuck here? Not quite. Do I like this game? I do. It's like it's a simple game. I like games like this that are kind of simple in nature, that are just, you know, easy to pick up on for the most part. So, but it's also, it's kind of a, what's the word? I don't know what the word is I'm thinking of, but I also, it's kind of funny, I also like games that are sometimes a little bit more complicated. Like, you guys know I like Subnautica, and that, you know, is a little bit more complicated as far as crafting certain things, and, you know, it takes a little bit more time to pick up on everything. So, I don't know. It's kind of nice to have a mix of really simple games, but also ones that are, you know, more complicated sometimes. So, if you could get any phone for free, what would you pick? I don't know. I don't know much about phones, but what I do know, I think, is that it seems like Samsung has got better quality of a phone. Like, my coworker that I used to work with, he had a Samsung. He had a Samsung, and okay, it seemed like the camera quality was way better. It seemed like the battery life was way better. Like, you know, Apple kind of gets a lot of, like, they're like when people think of phones, Apple is kind of who they think of, but I don't know, it seemed like, at least with his phone, it just seemed like it worked really, really well. It seems like, so I'd probably pick like the newest maybe the newest Samsung phone, whatever that is. You pick a Galaxy A57 or the base S26. Okay, if you could pick any job, I'm gonna be honest, if I could pick any job, I don't think I would ever get bored of, like, I love driving cars, and I love driving nice cars. Like, that's why I like my job for a while, working at a car dealership, because part of, like, selling the cars is you would sometimes have to drive them to different lots. Okay. Like, I mean, you get to drive the cars to move them or transport them or show them, and that was my favorite part of the job, was being able to drive the cars, especially when we got a nice one in stock. So if I could choose any job, it would probably be... This job doesn't even exist, I don't think. But, like, I don't know, exotic vehicle transporter, or, like, I don't know, Porsche test driver, where you would, like, test out their newest, where you would test out the, like, I don't know, where you would test out cars that are maybe they're, it's hard to describe, but like driving supercars, testing them or transporting them would be really, really cool. So, like, I don't even know that a job like that exists, but it would be a really cool one to have. Do I respect speed limits or do I go fast? When I drive on the road, I'm kind of like a grandma driver. Like, I follow the speed limits, I drive pretty safely. I don't want to get pulled over. Okay, I swear... I swear it spins faster. Okay, I just want to... I want to look up... I want to look up... I don't want to be going crazy. Does the... spin faster? I don't know how I'm even gonna look this up, because there's so many. Do obstacles spin faster and egging on? It says the egg becomes harder to control once it cracks. Huh. Okay, maybe it doesn't spin quicker. Maybe I'm going crazy. I just remember this not being a difficult obstacle in the first one. So you can't be regular with the stream because they start after midnight in India. You have to go to classes and work in the morning, but you love the streams. All right, thank you, Dax. I appreciate you showing up, even though it's not the most convenient. I do really want to stream a bit earlier. Like, there are a lot of people in India, like you and Fenrir and others, that, and maybe not necessarily in India, but just, you know, on the other side of the world where the streams are kind of late for them. I do want to stream earlier just to make it more convenient for you guys. That way you don't have to, because there are some people that stay up, like even for Umaima, I think in the UAE it's around the same time zone as India. Like, you know, the streams go to 3 to 4 a.m. in the morning, which is just not convenient. So it's like, I do definitely want to stream earlier for sure. You live in the UK? Okay, I guess it's probably still maybe on the later side for you, because, like, I think England, and I think maybe where you are, Rima, as well, in Italy, isn't it like 9 hours ahead? 8 or 9 hours? So that would mean it's, you know, maybe 10, 11 p.m. So I guess it definitely is later for you guys. 9 p.m.? Okay. It's almost midnight here as well. Okay, yeah, Norway, I would say, it's probably a couple hours ahead of England and Italy and whatnot, it seems like. So it seems like the streams are definitely late for most people. The crazy thing is, like, when I look at I looked like at the statistics just out of curiosity, like where the majority of my audience is from. The majority are from the US. Like I said, I think a third of people are from the United States, But it seems like whenever we stream, it's like there's almost no one from the US. Like, I think, like, Ollie's from the US. I think Liam is from the US, in Florida as well. But there's not a whole lot of other people that are. It seems like most people that actually watch the streams are from Europe or India, you know, or Middle East or somewhere in that region. So it is kind of interesting that the majority of the audience is from the United States, but I guess that's maybe just the audience that watches the videos, not necessarily the streams. So Itchy's from the US? Oh, okay. Where are you from, Itchy? I thought you mentioned this one time. Wasn't it... Was it like Missouri, or is it... I thought someone mentioned they were from like that mid... Like the eastern mid part of the US. You won't tell where you're from? Alright, I could have sworn you mentioned before, but I guess that will remain unknown. During the summer, it's +2 to save energy during the evenings. Makes sense. Drock, you're from US? Really? I guess everyone's just saying they're from the US. I'm not going to have a way to fact check it, to be fair. So you could say, I mean, for all I know, Rima could be from the US, and he's just been putting on a facade. Okay, I'm sure Rima's not from the US, but you can't really fact check too many things online. But Drock, where are you from? You're not going to tell? Alright. Ephra, welcome. You played this game, it's hard. Yeah, we're playing on we're playing on hardcore as well. So we beat this game once. Okay, we're just gonna... Okay, we gotta come up with a different strategy. This ain't working. we played this game before, Ephra. We didn't play it on hardcore mode though. We just played on normal. So okay, why did I do that? In my mind, I had to move the eggshell to jump there, but okay. Anyway, we beat the game before, but we had checkpoints turned on, so it's gonna be much harder with no checkpoints. So we're just finding out how much harder it is. So far, we haven't had any massive falls yet. Thank goodness there's checkpoints. And not in this one, Ephra. We're playing without it. So we played with checkpoints. I think we got through the whole game in like 11 hours, if I remember right. So it took us a little bit of time, even with checkpoints. I'm expecting without checkpoints, like, I don't think it'd be out of the question for it to be... I think someone mentioned that it took them like 30 hours, 30 plus hours without checkpoints, just because if you fall once, you can lose every bit of progress. So he mentioned it took like, you know, maybe close to 10 with and 30 plus without. So definitely does make it quite a bit more difficult. So welcome back, Liam. I was just talking about you, kind of. Also, why do I gotta stop doing that. I just mentioned how we were talking about how many people were from the US. I mentioned you were from Florida. So... okay. Let's... like that. Come on, I gotta be playing better than this. This is not ideal. Hey, Louis, you thought you died permanently? Oh, you mean if you thought if you died once, it was over? No, so the way the way hardcore works is you still respawn. Like when your egg cracks and it's just the yolk, your egg still respawns. It just, you don't have any checkpoints. So if I were to jump off of that edge over there, normally, like in the normal game, there would be a little drone pad on that little concrete platform. We could just hop in the drone pad down near the chicken coop. It would transport us right back up. Wouldn't lose any progress. We'd be able to get back in a matter of a minute. With this, with this, there's no checkpoints at all, so you have to manually climb up every single time, and there's nothing that can save you. So it's gonna, like, the longer the game goes on, the more the stakes are gonna go up, because the more potential you have to fall further. So QR code you built in Minecraft works. Does it work to the I'm pretty sure I saw someone mention it was a Rickroll. Like, I think I saw someone type in the chat, like, I knew it was a Rickroll or something like that. I didn't know what they were talking about, but once I saw the QR code, I kind of assumed that's what it was. So I'm assuming it's a QR code, to a video of Rick Astley. So okay. Swagger, what's up? Thank you for the jewels, Swagger. Welcome back, Umaima. We've made some progress, thankfully. We are not back where we started, which is good, but this factory part is definitely somewhat difficult. There's a particular part that we cannot seem to get past, even though, like, I remember it being it was a somewhat easy obstacle the last time we played this, and now for some reason we can barely get past it. It's this thing right here. Apparently this spinning thing is really hard to get past for some reason. I think maybe we have to approach it, like, from an angle, that way we can jump sooner, like right now. Okay, I guess that's how we got to do it. I don't know why I wasn't doing that earlier, but this this factory part is definitely been difficult, but at least we're not at the chicken coop anymore. So you've never been somewhere out of India? That's okay. I mean, if it wasn't for, like, a family vacation that we took, I would have hardly traveled. Wait, where are we going? Okay, thankfully it doesn't look like we fell too far. It was a really long time before I traveled outside of the US. Like, it was, I've only traveled a couple of times outside the US, just to Europe, but that was just because my family was going there. So it's like there was a long while where I just did go out of the States. So not necessarily a bad thing, but it's also, yeah, it's definitely something you should have on your goals list. Like, even if you're not a huge traveler, like, I wouldn't consider myself a huge traveler, but it's still really nice to visit other places every now and then. So definitely have, like, a little bucket list of places you want to visit, because even for someone that doesn't love traveling, it's really refreshing to go somewhere new once in a while. Okay, this is the farthest we've ever made it. We have not made it past this point. So uh-oh. Okay. No. Okay, this is... Okay. It's fine, we got there. Okay, this is a new personal best, at least in this... What is that? What is happening? Okay, we got to respawn. We are really lucky we didn't fall further. We could have fallen all the way back to the start of the factory, but somehow we didn't really fall that far down. So, call you Daksh. Sounds good. What's up, Jake? You love traveling, but you don't have the kind of money. It's kind of hard in India. It's hard in India. Yeah, I do. No, I hear you. It's like traveling's definitely expensive. It seems like plane tickets. Like, it seems like the price of plane tickets is kind of crazy, and gas prices are high as well. So even if you do have a car and you want to drive somewhere, that's also not cheap to do. So yeah, no, I get that. It's becoming more and more expensive, it seems like, to travel. Okay. Okay, surely... Okay. I don't remember that little Steam thing being there last time, but we made it. I know there's a QR code here that you can like put on your egg if you put in the right code. I forget what it is. Maybe we pass on that for now. And okay, I guess that's fine. What's up, noob? Noob, like I said, I'm happy to help with your first video. If you I'm gonna make the little CapCut video for you. Do you still need that, by the way, noob? I'm assuming you still would like me to make you a video about how to use CapCut, or were you able to figure it out? You don't understand it? Okay. I guess I'll still make that video for you then. So, the whole country is in protest for the past month in India. Dang, what's the... I haven't heard anything about that, but... let's see, hold on. What was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, what did they... I haven't followed, like, the news of any kind of protest in India, so what are they protesting over? Is it, like... I'm guessing it's something politics-wise? You have a new question? All right, well, feel free to ask away, noob. Okay, we have to jump through. This is smaller. That's smaller than I remember it being. I remember the opening. Maybe it's just been. It has been a couple of months since I played this game, so I could just be wrong, but it almost seems like the obstacles in here are just slightly more difficult than they were. Like, it seems like the opening is maybe, again, it's been a couple of months since I've played this, so maybe the opening is the same size. It just felt like it used to be bigger. Johannes, best of luck with that. Hopefully your head's feeling better. What banner do you need? Honestly, noob, I would... The thing is, I would highly recommend using a banner of your art. Because, look, you draw Clash Royale cards. The banner, it needs to be kind of personalized to you. So, I mean, if I were you, I would 100% maybe put up a little collage of some of the cards that you've drawn. Because it adds some new... Uh-oh. Get in there. Okay. It adds kind of a unique personality to the channel. It's personalized. It fits with the theme of Clash Royale cards, if that's what you're wanting to make videos on. So that's just what I would do. And if you want, I'm happy to help you compile that. I'm happy to make a banner with some of your art, but that's just what I would do if I were you. So you don't want Grotz people to know about you. I mean, that's why I would. If you don't want them to know about you, then you can't just like copy his banner. Like, you have to. Not again. You have to come up with something unique and personalized to your channel, which is why your art would be good. So, what do you think about that? Could you just have a banner with some of your artwork? Let's see. Just to make the education minister resign from his post, because there's an exam called NEET, which is an entrance exam to become a doctor. It got leaked, but the news came out. Huh. They retook the exam, but people didn't get grades on the re-exam, so 20 kids committed suicide. Dang. So because of them protest? So maybe I'm not understanding. So there's an exam that you need to take to get a doctor. Like, the exam answers were leaked. So some kids were able to get in when they normally wouldn't be able to. And then once they found out, then some of them were depressed that they couldn't become a doctor, and so they took their own life. Is that... I don't know if I'm understanding that correctly. The whole paper got leaked? As in, like, all the answers and whatnot? You don't want a banner of your art because you don't want people to know you're an Expo Witch player? I mean, wait, what? Noob, I don't know if there might be a language barrier. I don't know if I understand what you're saying. If you want people to, I mean, if you don't want people to know that you're an Expo Witch player, like, why wouldn't you want people to know that? It's something that, yeah, like Rima said, it's something that you kind of announce whenever you come into a live stream. It's something that it sounds like you're proud of. It's something that makes you unique. So, you want people to think about a different guy? I mean, here's the thing. If you want to have kind of a different persona, you've drawn other art which isn't Expo or Witch. So why don't you use that art? Like, you've drawn pictures of Goblin Giant and Goblin Barrel. Like, you've drawn other art. Uh-oh. Like, you don't have to hire a translator. We might need one. I mean, there's definitely a bit of a language barrier. But, like, you've drawn other art, noob. Like you could use... Not again. Like, why don't you use your Goblin Giant art, or your Goblin Barrel, or your... You know, you've drawn a lot of other cards. You don't have to have Expo and Witch on the banner. You can have a couple of the other cards you've drawn on the banner. So, KB, what's going on? It's been a while. Keep up the reels on Insta. It's been doing awesome. Thank you, KB. You were the one that suggested it. So, thank you, KB, for the suggestion. I'm gonna try to make some more with my younger brother, but he has a friend coming over this afternoon, so he's gonna be busy most of the afternoon. I don't know if I'll be able to film with him, but I'm definitely... Some of you guys know I've gotten some more props to make those shorts with him and so we have some more props, like we have some for the Lumberjack and the Evo Lumberjack. We have some for the Archer Queen, the Giant, possibly even the E-Giant Minor. So there's definitely some new cards that we're gonna do as soon as I'm able to film with him. Bro, I don't know why I'm so bad at this. Anyway. Grouts 2.0 equals a different person. Your art has that same rune, you don't want to... I mean, that kind of makes sense. You'll accept $1 million. Wish I had that to give, KB. But, no, that kind of makes sense, noob. You want the channel to be completely separated from your... That Same Ruin account, and you've already posted that art on your That Same Ruin account. That kind of makes sense, I guess, that you want to keep it completely separate. Like, I get that. So you don't want anything to do, you don't want any of your art, you don't want anything Expo Witch related on the banner. You want it to be a completely new, fresh channel that's kind of separated from your That Same Ruin one. You need to prepare approximately 2 years. Kids were grinding, the paper leaked, so all their hustle work was gone. Oh, wait, so that kind of makes sense. So the paper leak. Okay, I thought the leak was because I thought they like leaked the answers and then these kids used the answers, but they just had to completely redo the paper that they had studied for, it sounds like. Education Minister didn't take any initiative about that. Many government officials got fired. Dang, that's definitely a sad... Yeah, it's definitely a sad story. Like, imagine working a couple of years for something and then just having all of your work go to waste or something. Like, that's... I can definitely see how that would feel like kind of career ending in a way. If you spent a couple of years working towards something that will help your career and it doesn't, like, yeah, that's definitely a tough spot for sure. Grouts is a random guy that makes video, That Same Ruin make arts. Okay, that makes sense. So you just, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. You want to have a couple of channels for a couple different things. So you don't want to mix them. All right, that makes sense. So what kind of, if you're wanting to pattern it after Grotz's channel, are you wanting to have the lumberjack on the banner? Because you said the actual profile itself, the actual profile picture has a lumberjack, right? So are you wanting the banner as well to be a lumberjack? Or do you have something else in mind for that? Some opposition of a leading party, played well, brainwashed the youth of India, the whole of India protester. Dang. Why is he yapping about the India protest? Oh, I asked him. He mentioned that like India was, yeah, he mentioned that India was having a big protest, and I didn't know what the backstory was. I didn't know what it was about. So. What banner of Grotz do you need to use? You have a lot of videos, but don't understand how to make them. Also, Lucas, thank you for all the roses. Hopefully you're having a good day today. So it sounds like you don't really have something in mind for. It sounds like you don't really have something in mind for the banner, noob. Oh, hopefully we can make it. Okay, that was close. Don't know when I'm making hummus, but you made it today and you're eating it right now. Nice. Nice. I don't know when I'll be. The thing is, there's a video that I recorded. It was a long time. It was probably a month ago. Of me making a different kind of food. Also, hold on. This is the farthest we've made it yet. I was making like. There was a video that I recorded of. This was a month ago. I made like a completely different. I did record myself making food. It was like a kind of a potato / salmon. No, not again. All right. Well, we'll have to climb back. And I haven't edited it or posted it yet. Dang, we just keep falling. So I'm probably going to try to edit and post that before recording another one, because there's another food making video that I took forever ago, and I haven't put all the clips together, but it's probably half an hour of like raw footage of me actually cutting and preparing everything, and I just need to kind of polish it, put it together, and then the next food video that I make after that will be probably a hummus one if I do another one. They don't really seem to perform super well. Like the last food video that I made of me making steak didn't. I don't know. It just because every other short pretty much that I've made has been Clash Royale related. It seems like the algorithm is just kind of confused when there's something food related, and so I don't know if the food little shorts and videos don't end up performing well. Don't know how much I'll do of them long term, but I know there's a lot of people that like seeing it. It just seems like last time I posted it, it just, I don't know. It seems like it might be confusing if most of the stuff I post is Clash content, but then there's also a food making video every now and then, which maybe that's just kind of a suspicion of why maybe not a ton of people watch it. But Jay Who, how's it going? I did have a good vacation. Thank you for asking. The vacation was good. It was a nice breakaway. It was nice to get out of the heat as well, because you guys know Arizona is incredibly hot. It's 100 plus degrees every day. The coast, it was kind of nice. It was a little bit on the chilly side, actually. A little bit chilly. There was fog on some days, and 60-ish degrees with kind of a chill breeze. It felt really nice to get into different weather for a while. So let's see. You have ideas for videos? Okay. What makes difference range versus support troops? History of the most pay-to-win season. Like that's the thing, noob. You have some really good ideas. you have good ideas for videos. I'm just, if you, the thing is, here's the game plan for that, I guess. I'll make a video trying to tell you how I use CapCut to edit Clash Royale videos. I'll make a little tutorial for you. You can watch it. You can hopefully understand how to make those clips. And then once you put some of those clips together for me, I'm happy to do the voiceover for you if you have a script that you want me to read from. Dang, this is rough. Greetings and salutations. Alright, greetings and salutations to you as well. Other gamer, how are you? Okay, that was definitely not... Dang, this is tougher than I remember. At least, the only good thing we have going for us is that at least this is not really a spot where we can fall. Like, we can't really fall far unless we go over that edge. But... Hi, you're new? Come on, Itchy, you've been here a while. Okay, why am I even... I don't know why I'm even attempting to jump when the thing is, like, on top of us. Okay. You have a lot of ideas, but you don't understand how to actually put them into action. I mean, I get where you're coming from, noob. It can be frustrating for sure when you have ideas and you just don't know how to execute them. But have I been to New Hampshire? I have never been to New Hampshire. I've never really been to the... I don't think I've ever even been to the East Coast or the east side of the US. I think the farthest... I'm trying to think. I don't think I've never been there. Like, I've never been any farther over than... Like, Yellowstone National Park is probably the farthest over I've gone, which is, I think, right on the border of, like, Idaho and Wyoming, which is still very west side of the U.S., so I've never even really been over to the east. Never been to the south, to Alabama, or never been to the East Coast, never been to Florida, nothing like that, so it would be definitely fun to go to that side of the U.S., but I've pretty much lived my whole life and only ever traveled on the west. I'm just trying to think if there was even a time where I like was over there for like a layover on a flight, but I don't even think there was, because whenever we've flown, it's been to... I mean, I know we flew to... Maybe there was. Like, we went on a family trip to Italy. No, I think even when we went on our family trip, I don't think we had a layover in, like, Florida or anything. Dang. So, if you can help me, you can make the video. Yeah, I mean, I'll do that for you, noob. I do like those ideas for videos. It does make a lot of sense to post them on your channel, for sure, because my style of videos have always been a little bit different. So, like, I do like those ideas for things that you can post on your channel, and I'm happy to help you with them once you understand how to use CapCut for everything. I've never been to the best places. I guess not. No, I've never. What's in New Hampshire? That's worth seeing. I think I've heard that New Hampshire is like one of the best, like that kind of New Hampshire, Vermont area is like the best place to actually live as far as like best education, lowest like crime rate on average, like as far as a lot of those kinds of statistics, it ranks really, really high as far as quality of life sort of thing. What am I doing? Why didn't I even... I don't know why I didn't even jump there. Come to South Carolina, we'll take you out on the boat. Is that where you live, Jehu? South Carolina? Sounds pretty cool. My, a couple of my... Well, I say grandparents. They are my grandparents. It's my dad's biological dad, who ended up getting remarried to someone else. So, my grandparents, they lived in, I believe, North Carolina, like in Myrtle Beach for a while, and they brought like my older like my oldest sister and then my second oldest sister, they both kind of took turns visiting them over in North Carolina when they lived there. And I think I was like next in line. Like they were kind of bringing all the kids out, like one by one, to kind of visit, do fun activities there with them. But I never got to go. Like both of my oldest sisters did, and then for some reason we like stopped the tradition, or I don't know, it stopped at me. But yeah, they lived in North Carolina for a while, but I've never been over there to the East Coast, or just to the East, let alone the East Coast. So, how old am I? I am 22. Oh, we're gonna get blown. Well, that's not ideal. Okay. We're the same age? Yeah, just about. I think a lot of people here, like there's a couple people that are slightly older. I think Umima might be 25. I think Danny is 30. But it seems like a lot of people are in their 20s that watch. That's kind of part of the reason why. That's part of the reason why I don't really play Roblox or any of those kinds of games, just because those seem slightly more tailored to. Please tell me we can make it. Okay. They seem slightly more tailored to younger audiences, which there are young people that watch, like Liam and Sherlock and Johannes, I think, are on the younger side. So there's definitely people that are younger, that are, 10, 11 years old, that watch as well. But it almost seems like the majority of people that watch are kind of in their 20s or even 30s, it seems. Silly, you're 9. All right. Your family lives there. Dang. Okay, so your family lives in New Hampshire? So how does that work? Were you born in the UAE and they moved there later? Were you born in New Hampshire and like you went back to the UAE for schooling or something? Like how does that work? Okay, let's wait just a second. Just got to be patient. Okay, maybe not that patient. Okay, we can make it. Dang. Do I know what a phoenix is? A card in Clash Royale? No. Your aunt lives there. She moved to US a long time ago. Your family spread all over the world. Okay. So where were you born there? Were you born where you live now? In the UAE? You support me so much, you'd watch even if I played kid games? Thank you, Danny. I appreciate that. Would you support me if I'm trying to think of something absurd. Would you support me if I can't think of something. I don't know. I mean, there would definitely be some things that would probably be. Would you support me if I? Not that I would ever do this. Sold feet pics on the internet. Probably not. But I mean, I don't know how that would translate to YouTube. But you never know. There's some people doing some weird stuff. Okay. That's not too bad. See your comment? Yes. Yes, I did appreciate your comment, Danny. You were born here. Okay, nice. Have I been to many countries? Or no, you're saying you've been to many countries. Nice. What would you say is your favorite place to to visit? Like, favorite country to visit, what would you say? I haven't been to too many countries. I've mostly just been to Europe. I've never been to... Like, I've never been to Africa or South America or Middle East. I've never been anywhere there. The only places I've traveled to outside of the U.S. have been... We went once on a family trip in 2019, I believe. We just went to Italy. And I think very briefly we stopped in, like, Amsterdam and Holland. Because you guys know... Have you guys read The Hiding Place? The Corey ten Boom story? Because that's a... That's a story that I think just me personally and also our family like read together a decent bit as a kid. People for some reason think we're older than 9. Okay, well then I definitely shouldn't be talking about any feet pics. Obviously that's just a joke, and I would never do that in real life. Never sell my soul for feet pics, as much as Fenrir keeps asking for them. We're stuck again. Anyway, you're gonna go to sleep now, Dax? Alright, thank you for being here. I know it's late for you. But anyway, if you guys have read The Hiding Place or know of kind of Corey ten Boom and her story, on our family trip to Italy, we stopped... I think it must have been on the way to wherever we were going, but we stopped in Amsterdam and visited the Corey ten Boom house, where she hid, like she would hide Jews in World War II from the Nazis that would come and search for them. And so like we read all about the story. I think I read the book 2 or 3 times. And one of them might have been like as a family. I think like for our little homeschool group that we did, that might have been one of the books that we read. And so like, yeah, we went and we visited it. We saw the little secret spot in the attic that the room that they used to hide them. So you'd support me even if I said I like girls. Ah, haha. Very funny. That's a Fenrir comment if I ever seen one. I guess someone's got to be Fenrir if he's not here. Someone's got to step in for him. Okay, our goal is just going to be to get up to... Our goal is just going to be to reach a new personal best. Like, before the end of the stream, our goal is just going to be get back up at least to where we were, but a little bit further. Once we get up to that next section, I am perfectly content to call it a day. If we can even get there. Hopefully we can. But... see, best was Oman, worst was England. Dang, really? Oman? I've heard of the country, but I've never even thought or heard that that's like a really good place to visit. What was really good about it? Was it like just the views? Was it the people? Because Oman, that's kind of by like Yemen and Nepal, like that. Isn't that, I guess that's not too far from where you live, right? It's still kind of in the Middle East. Is that where all the mountains are? The what's it called? I don't know what the mountain range is called, but that's where, like, is that the mountain range where Mount Everest is? Like, did you visit there at all, or was it mostly for other things? Also, what's up, Cody? Why ain't that breaking when it's bouncing off metal like that? Yeah, this is we figured out that this egg is made out of... It must be made out of a very resilient... Clearly it's not an ordinary egg. I guess the chicken that... The chicken that produced it must have been on testosterone or calcium supplements or something, because this egg is... Yeah, it's very, very hard to break. So... Okay. Okay, this is always a tricky part. We kind of... I think this is still the best way to go from this angle, probably. Start going right about now. Okay. It's not too bad. Okay. Looks like we're here. Alright, we'll take a breather. It's usually quieter and less flashy than places like UAE with more traditional feel, friendly people, strong sense of local culture. Alright, it's just simplicity. Honestly, I can imagine places like that are probably really refreshing to visit. Like, Italy and Europe was great, but it's definitely... Like when you go to the certain attractions, the monuments, the artifacts and whatnot that are there, it's definitely very busy. Like Europe is kind of, I would say, more of a bustling place, and as nice as like I really enjoyed that feel, but I can also imagine it's probably really refreshing to have a bit more of a simpler feel to things as well. Okay. Okay, I think let's just not risk it. Okay, we'll wait. Okay, we're making good time. Okay, this is pretty good. This is the section that we've been somewhat stuck on, but it's fine. You just gotta believe in yourself. Oh, we almost had it. Not quite. Dang. Okay, just Google Oman after the stream. You'll know what I'm talking about. Okay. Sounds good. England was worse because of the horrible weather. What was the weather like when you were there? Was it... I don't actually know was it just raining? Was it just overcast? How's it going, Star? Long time no see. It's been a while. How have you been, Star? Okay, hold on. Alright. This is it. We've fallen a couple of times from here. This is only the third time we've been here. Okay, let's just hang out here. That came out just when we needed it. No, I need to get back in there. It hurts being so close to that. Being so close to the section where we need to be and just not getting there. Too much cold, you're a summer person, you prefer hot weather? Okay, that's kind of the opposite of me. I tend to prefer colder weather, which is ironic because obviously I live in Arizona, but I do tend to prefer colder weather. But yeah, if it was snow all over, then and you're more of a summer person, I can imagine that would not be real enjoyable. Alright, let's try this again. Okay, we should have this. There we go. So where are we going now? I think we're just going over to here. And then we just hang out, and then we kind of have to predict when it's going to jump. Go. Okay. Well, we've done it. I think we've reached a new... I don't know if this is... This is not an entirely new section. It's kind of the same... Okay, where do we jump? I guess under here is probably fine. Hopefully. Oh, that was not. I don't know what I was thinking with that. Been good. Did you miss me? Yeah, it's nice having you around, Star. How have you been in the past? It's probably been. It hasn't been forever, but it's been. It feels like a few weeks probably since you've been in one of the streams. So how have you been the past few weeks? It's really depressive, to be honest. Dang. Yeah, I know there's a lot of people that feel like that, where they, I don't know exactly what it's called, but a lot of times their mood can be heavily dependent on the weather, like where they get kind of seasonal depression during the winter time and whatnot, and then they feel better once it's, you know, they just back to normal once the sun comes out. I don't know if it's just called like seasonal depression or if it's called something else, but I have heard of a decent amount of people having that. So, Fidelis, are you oh, I missed your message earlier when you asked if I was the nicest kid at school. No, when I was a kid in kindergarten and elementary, I was one of the most annoying kids. I don't know what changed, but I used to be the loud kid that nobody really liked. I tried to be like the class clown, but I probably just came across as annoying. So I was not a good kid growing up at all, but you've been interview grinding. You landed a job. Nice. That's exciting. Where did you manage to get a job at? Noah, do you want me to tell you a joke? I mean, yeah, as long as it is an appropriate joke, as long as it's not going to get you timed out, as long as it's, you know, PG-13 at most, then feel free to say it. A super nice guy. Streams are chill. Thank you, Fidelis. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's pretty much, it's been a 180 from what I was as a kid. Like, if I met myself as a kid, I'd probably hate that kid. Like, he would just be loud and obnoxious and kind of seeking attention. And I think it was probably during the teen years, probably when I was 14, maybe 13, 14, that things kind of started shifting. But yeah, I was kind of the opposite as a kid as who I am now. Okay, I think this is a new... No? It's not popping up a new... Okay, I guess we'll just try to beat this. Thankfully, unless we fall right here, I think if we're able to get around to like the second and third set of gears, I think we'll be in a little bit of a better spot, because I think there's a little somewhat barrier that prevents us from falling too far. So let's just try and get there. Guess we have to go in here. Okay. Okay, well, at least there's the barrier I was talking about. At least we don't fall far once we get past that section, at least. So let's see. Everything was covered in snow. It kept snowing for a while. Pretty to look at, but living through it was depressing. So how long were you in England though? Like, were you living there temporarily, or was it just a short visit for like a week or so? I feel like our streams will blow up. It's rare to find a streamer who isn't screaming in their mic. Thank you, Fidelis. I appreciate that, and I think you are right. I've been getting live streams on my like TikTok For You page, primarily Clash Royale live streams, but I'm surprised how many people, it almost seems like they're trying to rage bait you as a viewer. Like, whenever they win a game, they just BM and try to be as obnoxious as possible. I don't know. You are right about that, though. I've been seeing more live streams show up on my For You page recently, and it's like, I haven't really found a streamer that I really enjoy all that much, but I'm not a huge live stream watcher anyway. I've only ever watched a few consistently, but because everyone's trying to be IShowSpeed. He's the only one you don't mind screaming because he's genuinely nice and entertaining. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. When I first kind of saw IShowSpeed, I thought he was really annoying. Like when he was, this was like years ago. Uh-oh. Okay, thankfully we didn't fall any farther than that. This was years ago when like I first kind of heard of him. I thought he used to be really annoying, but like the more I found out about him, the more I realized like, yeah, he's a genuinely nice guy. It's kind of more so an act that he puts on for the most part, but seems like a genuinely cool dude, and a lot of his reactions are kind of funny more than just it doesn't scream like trying to get attention. It comes off as like a little bit of an act, but you know, for the most part entertaining to watch. So I agree with that. When I first saw him, I didn't like him. I figured he was loud and annoying, but the more I kind of found out, the more I realized like, yeah, he's a pretty cool guy. But there's a lot of people that kind of see his and like Jinxie's and a lot of other of those streamers' success, and they kind of just have to. I've seen a lot of people, like, it's actually embarrassing how many people I've seen that it's so obvious that they're putting on an act as another person. Like there was a Clash Royale streamer. I think it was streaming. He could have been making a video as well, but he essentially based his whole personality around like Ken. You guys know, if you guys have, you know, played Clash, you know Ken, especially because he now has his own little mode that's coming soon. But he's a very popular Clash Royale, oh man, content creator that a lot of people really like. And there was a particular streamer or someone that made videos that just patterned their entire personality after him, like to the point where like they would say the exact same things that he said. Whenever they said deck, they would, you know, pronounce it with that Australian accent to make it sound like dick instead of deck. And it's like, you could just tell he was like, you could just tell it was fake. And it was like, just be your own person, bro. Like, you don't need to try and be someone else. I mean, it's hard not to do, because when you see the success of other people that are doing these things, it's kind of natural to just want to copy those things to kind of get the same copied results, supposedly. But I don't know, it does come across as a lot of times you're able to kind of see through when someone's just putting on an act. I think most people aren't that stupid. Like, most people can kind of tell when you're obviously faking something. But imagine a collab between Josh and IShowSpeed, loudest and quietest streamer. I mean, that would be like it would be a dream to ever get anywhere close to that point. So I guess I'll keep streaming, I'll keep making videos. Maybe if we're really lucky, maybe we can get to the point where, I mean, that's like a really long shot. The chances of it happening are really, really low, but I guess they're never zero. So okay. I don't know how much longer we have to go before if I remember right, we don't have to go too much farther up before we reach like another newish kind of checkpoint. Okay, not checkpoint because there's no checkpoints, but before we reach like a new section, I think. So I guess we'll try and get there. I know I said when we reached a new personal best we would end, which is what we did, but we'll try to go for a little bit longer. Soon I'll be bigger than Kai and IShowSpeed and PewDiePie. As much as I would want that to happen, I mean, maybe not. There are advantages to having a smaller audience, like being able to interact with more people one-on-one and read most of the chat messages and whatnot. But as much as I would want to grow and become a bigger streamer, it's also, I know it's like not really realistic, but it would be cool to just, I mean, really my only goal is to just, okay, my only goal is just to grow enough where it can be done full time. because I've thought about getting like a job, because right now streaming and making videos, it's making a little bit of money. It's making, you know, $150 a month. Not enough to live on, so I'm thinking like I might have to get a part-time job to kind of supplement with this, because it probably won't be too long before I'm out living on my own and paying for most of my own things. And you know, I'm gonna need a job at that point. But like the goal, ideally, I'd love to do this full time. So I think right now the goal is probably, I'd probably need, this is just a guess, but maybe 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. So 50 times what we have right now, but you know, that's just the goal. Get to 100,000 subscribers, because then at that point I might be able to make enough where I can do it full time and stream full time and be making enough income to, you know, spend the majority of my days doing it like I am now. But for now, I'm just kind of relying on a little bit of money I've saved from my previous job to, that's kind of what I'm using to pay for things. Okay, we gotta focus for this section. I remember this being maybe somewhat precarious. Okay, hold on. How do we get over? Okay, hold on. Where are we at? Looks like there's still a couple more obstacles we need to tackle. So, you guys ever talking about where Mogero lives in Finland? I would imagine, yeah, Finland, Sweden, Norway probably get a ton of snow and ice. That would, honestly, I would not be mad living there. Like I'm much more of a cold weather kind of person than a hot weather kind of person. Your country's the best for you. That's good. I mean, as long as you're content with where you're living, then that's the most important. If I did have to get a part-time job, what would I want to do? That's a good question. The thing is, the other job that I had a job as a car salesman. I kind of switched different jobs within. Hold on. Uh-oh. No. Okay, let's actually just get to a safe point. I had a job at first selling cars, which it was a little bit out of my comfort zone, because you guys know me, I'm more quiet, I'm more calm, I'm not really an extroverted people person. So I was able to do that for maybe, you know, 8 months, 7 or 8 months, before it kind of completely burned me out socially. And so I switched to doing like online sales, where I would kind of monitor and manage the salespeople's conversations with customers, make sure that they were, you know, saying what they should be saying, giving details that the customers asked for, not forgetting about them, not leaving them on red, sort of thing. And then I eventually switched from that to like more of the reporting side, gathering reports and numbers, like for salespeople's numbers. So I moved to more of like the analytical side of it, and then finally I switched to like the social media part of it, where I would actually just make videos of cars to post on social media, which, by the way, they're still there. If you guys actually want to look up like the actual dealership's name, there's probably still videos that I made of cars, you know, maybe 2 years ago that I posted. So I tried several different things at this company, several different aspects of analytical reporting, interacting with people online, and kind of managing other salespeople, and then doing social media. And the thing is, all of those jobs, like they were decent. It's not like I hated any of them. They were all decent jobs, but I didn't really find a real great fit there. So I'm thinking it probably won't be something in the car industry. It'll probably be like my dream job would be, I don't even know. Like I've thought a little bit about that, but I don't really know what that would be just yet. Maybe something in the crime field. Like it could be cool to go to a crime scene and collect evidence. Like I like watching crime documentaries and learning about how evidence is collected and analyzed to help solve a case. So I don't know. I don't know yet. Most of those kinds of jobs, require a full degree, which I don't know if I want to get a degree just yet because I haven't even had any job in that field. So I don't know if it's something that I would want to even do, but it would most likely be something. It could be something car related, but not necessarily selling cars, because I've tried the selling part of it. I didn't love that. So anyway, that's a really long explanation, but that's a really long way to say, I've tried several different things and haven't really found what I would want to do when it comes to part/full-time job outside of YouTube and social media and that sort of thing. But I think the next thing I might try is maybe something in the crime department. Maybe if they're looking for someone to... I know there's like evidence technicians, but you might need... I think you probably need a degree for that. To like go to a crime scene, collect samples of evidence or whatnot. But I think that'd be a cool job. But there is probably definitely some training that's needed for that. So... You'll finish your hummus and be back. Sounds good. Hopefully it's good. If that's my dream, you got to go for it. The thing is, Mongero, I don't know if it's my dream. Like, it kind of sounds appealing on paper. Like, I think it'd be cool to kind of investigate things, do something in the crime industry, but I kind of had the same thought about the car industry. Like when I first applied for that job, like I really, really like cars. So I was thinking, being able to work with cars, sell them, drive them, learn all about them, that sounded super appealing at first as well. And after about 7 months or so, I just kind of realized that it had slowly been draining like my battery. It wasn't something that I wanted to do long term. So the crime thing might be the same thing. It might sound appealing on paper, but once I do it, the job is normally always different from the inside than it is like on the outside than it looks on paper. So yeah, I'm not sure, but I might look around Arizona for places that maybe... I looked several months ago, and honestly, one of the things that was there that looked like it would definitely keep you on your toes and it wouldn't be stale, there's crime scene cleaner jobs where you actually go to a crime scene and clean up after a crime, which the thing is, like, it does sound gory. But one of the issues that I've had, like, with jobs is that they always kind of get stale after a little while. Whereas something like that would never really... It would always be different. Every day would be different. Which, again, like, that was just one job that I saw that didn't need a degree to kind of enter into the crime field. Again, cleaning up, a dead body or something would not be... that would definitely be something that would take some time to get used to, but like, I don't know, that was just one of the only jobs that I saw in the kind of crime field that didn't take 4 years of college. You've seen videos of people who work on cleaning up crime scenes. It's very interesting. Yeah, like, there would definitely be some, like, some disgusting parts about it, right? If you have to clean up, like, some of the descriptions are cleaning up bodily fluids if needed. So if there's blood or barf or even poop on the ground, like, I mean, there's definitely going to be nasty aspects to the job, but I don't know, it does seem like something that would be intriguing. Like, I mean, it's not like you show up to work and it's the same day every day, if that makes sense. So, let me see. Like, that would at least be... It would at least keep things interesting, which is, again, that's one of the issues that I had with other jobs, is just that they just get kind of stale. Every day just feels like the exact same day. And I think that's part of the reason why my brother-in-law became a firefighter, because apparently he also kind of had the same issue where every day just felt monotonous and the same, whereas if you're like an emergency responder, things are kind of interesting from day to day. You never really know what to expect. So wouldn't be opposed to some kind of emergency responder role. I've even thought about being like a, I don't know if I would like this, because it's just like I mean it probably would feel somewhat monotonous, maybe being like a dispatcher for 911, because at least all the calls are interesting. It's like I feel like that would be something I'm good at. Like I think I'm decent at communication. I typically can stay calm under pressure, so like being a dispatcher, I've looked into some jobs like that as well that could potentially be interesting, and it would be an emergency responder job, which again would tend to keep things a little bit more interesting than just the same office job every day. But I don't know, I haven't found any part-time job that's really stuck out as like, yes, I would really enjoy this sort of thing. But I don't know. Crime scene cleanup, crime analysts both have a huge need right now. There's more crime now than ever. Yeah, it is sad that that's the case. I guess that's one good thing. Like, obviously more crime is never good, but the only advantage that it does open up more jobs in that field, which I find interesting. So there would be more opportunity. But you have an interest in true crime. You almost became a cop. Dang, okay. After you got out of the army. Dang, you were in the army. Nice. Well, thank you for your service, Fidelis. You got hurt when you were in. You couldn't do it anymore. I mean, that's sad that it kind of getting hurt kind of ruined your dreams a little bit of going into that career. How old are you, Fidelis? Are you like similar in age to a lot of the other people here? Like, are you in your 20s to 30s as well, or are you a little bit older? Okay, this is pretty much the farthest we've made it, by the way, so let's try and focus, because it would be great to make it past this part. Oh, that was I don't know how we survived that. That was like a sideways jump. Okay, I think now we hop in that, and it takes us up. So, thank you for your support. No, thank you. You're 27. Okay, nice. Nice. Well, I again appreciate your service, Fidelis. I don't take any of those people for granted, because I wouldn't know. Like, it seems like it can be a difficult thing to do. Did I go the right way? Where am I going? Okay, maybe that's not the... Oh, I have to hop on top. Right? Yeah. Yeah, I think anyone who's served in the army or served the country is very honorable, so appreciate what you've done. Josh on the crime scene. Detective Josh. That could be interesting, but yeah, I would take... The only reason why I'm hesitant is just because I don't know if it's a job that I would want to do, so I don't know if I'm ready to commit to years of schooling and training for it. Like, it would be really nice if there was a way that I could kind of get an entry-level job at, something crime scene related, to see if it's an environment that I would want to work in, and then if so, I would do that, because to be a detective, I think you need, like, probably minimum... I think most of them require a bachelor's degree and some training, so it would definitely take, at least 4 years of school-ish, plus some training to do that, and I don't even know if it's... Again, I don't even know if it's something that I would want to do. It's just something that on paper sounds kind of cool, but I don't know, I would want to get some kind of entry-level job to just be in that environment, kind of see how... What the... Oh, Okay, we're getting swooped around, I guess. Just to see if it's an environment that I would want to work in. Because kind of the same case with the car dealership. Like, working with cars on paper sounded really appealing to me. And I could do it for... you know, 8 months. And then switch to, like... Obviously switch to different kind of... different field in the car dealership, but it was something that I realized I wasn't really going to love it long term. So a crime scene technician or working at a crime scene as a detective could be the same thing, where on paper it seems cool, but maybe it's really not all that enjoyable. Maybe it's much more enjoyable to watch true crime or watch a TV show about crime than it actually is to investigate and be there. So, as far as getting hurt, you would have never met your wife if you never came back home. Now you're happily married. Wow. Congrats, Fidelis. You can still work. Oh, you still can't work, but you can't complain. 3 dogs and 4 cats to keep you company. Nice. I guess there's always those... I mean, not always, but a lot of the time there's those kind of hidden blessings where something looks really dark and gloom, like getting hurt and having to come home, but a lot of times there's something good that can come out of it, like meeting your wife. So that's a huge upside. This, I feel like this is going to be hard to jump because we're only going to have like a really... Oh, I shouldn't have jumped the second time. Jump. Okay, this is going to be harder to climb than I realized. Okay, let's just get back up here. Hopefully. Okay. I'm realizing going backwards is really not a good idea. Not a good idea to go in a direction if you can't even see where you're going. So. I missed your message, Mongero. You're going to become an airplane mechanic? Without any idea if it's really your thing, but you're really interested in the field? Okay, what kind of training is required for that sort of thing? Like, do you have to go to college first, I'm assuming, and get some kind of engineering degree before getting like an internship at like a... I don't know exactly how that works, but... Okay, wait, are we... Okay, I think we're fine. I never really... I thought I wanted to study engineering for a time. Like when I was younger, I kind of liked solving problems. I wasn't too bad at math as a kid either. Like math and science I enjoyed, so I was like, maybe I could be an engineer. And then, dang, I went to college for 1 semester and kind of did a couple of, they weren't really, I don't think I took a math class. I took an electrical class and a couple of others. And I don't know, I just kind of realized in that semester of college, like, I really did not have a good experience at college. For some reason, it's hard to describe, but like my motivation was at an all-time low. I guess, like, if I'm working a job at something and I'm making money at that job and I'm getting something out of my time, then I feel like it's worth it. At college, it was a little bit more difficult because obviously you're putting in time. You're not getting anything out of it at the moment. You're kind of working for several years towards a degree, but like there's not a guarantee that when you get a degree, companies are going to hire you or something. So I don't know, just for some reason my motivation was really low because at least for me, it kind of felt like I was wasting my time a little bit because I don't know. And I'm not saying that college is a waste or that anyone that goes to college is dumb. Like, it just felt like for me, my motivation was really low because at the moment I wasn't getting anything out of my my time. Like there wasn't a guarantee that my time would even be paid back. It's not a guarantee that you'll get a job after you're done with college. It's not really certain whether or not you'll even like the job once you get into it. Whereas, I don't know, I felt like getting a job at a car dealership. It's like you could start working and making money right away. You can kind of experiment right away if that's a field you want to go into long term. So, I don't know. It's hard to describe, but I know that when I was at college for a semester, it was really, really hard to have any kind of drive to do my homework or to, you know, anything like that. Okay, let's get back up here. Let's rest. Your last job, you worked as a barista for 6 months after coming back in Italy. It was a nice job at night, not with the right people. Yeah, that's kind of a good example. Like, maybe the job itself isn't bad, but you realize that the environment or the type of people that tend to work there aren't your type of people. So finding friends has gotten way harder since getting hurt while your buddies stayed in. You can't do that much anymore. That's your biggest complaint, no friends? Yeah, I definitely, like, I feel you. I don't go outside a whole lot. I almost feel guilty because, like, physically I'm able to go out and meet new people. I don't know, it almost feels like an insult to those like you who can't go out and meet new people. The fact that I can and I'm choosing not to, but it's just, I don't know, it's hard to, I guess I just choose to stay in. I've never been much of a social person. You know, the only exception is when I was maybe 8 years old. When I was 8 or 9, for some reason I really liked getting attention, being in social settings, and as I grew older, it just kind of went away, I guess. But I don't go outside or put myself in social situations a whole lot, just because it's not, when I have done that in the past, it's just not something that I've really enjoyed. But do I get any kind of financial benefits or support living in the US? No, we do not. I don't know how that would work if you were on your own and unemployed. I live with my parents who both have jobs and they make enough to provide for the family. So, but I know that there are like unemployment benefits and whatnot, where I don't think it's just to anyone who doesn't have a job though. I thought if like you had a disability that prevented you from getting a job, you could get government assistance, but I don't think it's not just everyone who lives on their own and doesn't have a job gets government assistance. I don't think that's how it works, but no, I don't get any kind of payment or assistance from the government. In your country, it takes 3 years for the training. You have to work for 2 years. But you can't you can't sing if airplanes yet? And your salary increases. Okay, so if it's 3 years for training and then working for 2 years, it's 5-ish years to become an airplane engineer. I mean, I guess that makes sense. I mean, airplanes do have to be really, really safe, so I guess there is a decent amount of time that gets put into being an engineer for one of them. The fastest you can become a mechanic is 22 because of mandatory military training. Okay. Here you get a lot of financial support, housing benefits, healthcare, education, other government assistance. Dang, life can be financially comfortable. What am I doing? I gotta move to the UAE if that's what it is there. Nah, there's no... There. Oh, hold on. Why am I saying hold on like we're going somewhere with that? Hold on, we might be going somewhere. Proceeds to fall immediately. No, in the U.S. there's like none of that. There's no free healthcare. Healthcare is egregiously like expensive. Like I saw a video of someone from Britain reacting to prices of stuff in the U.S. It's like even for an EpiPen, I don't know how much it costs, but it was like, you know, 5-10x the cost that it is in other places. Like it's just, yeah, the government is not doing its citizens any favors. Nothing really comes free. Car insurance is mandatory. You need to have it, and that's also incredibly expensive. Housing is like at an all-time high here as well, so it's just, yeah, it's not a, I mean, I'm lucky enough to be able to live with my parents. If I was on my own, I don't know how I'd be faring, because things are just so expensive. And even if you have a job and you're working 40 plus hours a week, it's really, really hard, sometimes impossible depending on the job, to like afford what you need. Like it's just, things are expensive and you don't really get any government help. Everything feels free, to be honest. Alright, well, I made up my mind. I'm going to the UAE now. That sounds like a nice... Aren't there 0 taxes as well? Or am I thinking of... Wait, Dubai is in the UAE, right? Or am I... I thought I remember there being somewhere like Dubai or something that had like a 0% tax rate or something. I thought I remember hearing that from somewhere. I don't know if that's where you live or if that's somewhere else. Also, how do we... This is tough. I don't know how we're gonna... I don't know how we got up here the first time. When we played this game first, but... Clearly we... I don't remember spending this long on this obstacle. I thought we were somehow able to get through it pretty quickly. Okay, let's hang out here. 0% tax. Dang. Don't want to fix commercial airplanes, you can fix helicopters and military jets. Okay. It sounds like there's always going to be probably a need for that. Like, I don't think... Like, there's some things, like fixing machines and whatnot, where it seems like those habits and those trainings will be really helpful, Mongero, because, like, there's probably a lot of things, it seems like, that are shifting to automation and AI and whatnot, but that's probably one of the things that is going to take forever, if ever, where it's going to be, like, it feels like that kind of needs to be done by a human to make sure everything is right 100%. So, I think social isn't everyone's thing. You love gaming. That's when you spend a lot of your time doing. You've never been extremely extroverted. Okay, nice. That kind of sounds... That sounds a lot like me. I do... Yeah, I've never been real social or extroverted. I've just... It kind of feels... It almost feels guilty not going outside, because it's like, it kind of seems like that's what humans are for. Kind of seems like humans are, you know, the point of humans is to, you know, connect, socialize with other humans, build connections. But I've just, like, I've tried that. I've definitely been in social situations and social settings before, and like, it just, I don't know, it feels kind of uncomfortable. It just doesn't feel like I've just never loved it. I've never loved doing that. I wonder if, am I going about this the wrong way? Like, should I jump over this beam first? I don't know if there's a way to do that, but I'm trying to figure out the easiest way to, I don't know if there's a way to jump up and over that beam when we're in this kind of divot. So maybe we'll do it the way that we did before. Okay, let's jump over this one as well. Okay, hold on. This is the farthest we've made it yet. Okay, I think we're safe here. We might have to rotate back and forth to not get hit by these things. Where do we even go? Looks like up there. Okay, hold on. Wait, why'd I do that? Why'd I do that? I should have seen the beam that was... I don't know why I jumped into the beam. But 0% on personal income. Is personal income, is that a different... I'm guessing that's a different category than... Like, does that mean if you have a job there, you aren't taxed? Or does a job classify as a different kind of income? At least we know how to get up now. At least we've gotten up, you know, before. And I think that we were at the very end as well. So now we at least know how to do it. So let's hang out here. It's impossible to get a job in this economy. Finland is in the top 3 of jobless people. Dang, that's not great. I might be the only chill streamer on the platform. You're tired of people shouting clip farming. Thank you, Mongero. I actually did debate whether or not like this was the right thing to try out, because it kind of seems like a lot of it kind of seems like a lot of streamers, especially ones that get really big and are able to make careers out of this. It seems like a lot of them are pretty loud and clip farm, and that's how they get big. And so I kind of wondered if it was even worth it to try out streaming or YouTube, because I was like, that's not who I am as a person. So I didn't even know if it would be worth. I didn't even know if it'd be worth trying out, just because it seems like it kind of felt like trying out for a beauty pageant if you know you're overweight. Like, you know you don't fit the ideal group of people that does a certain thing. Why are we going backwards? We were on a platform and... Okay. Well, I appreciate you guys being patient as we've been stuck on this for 30 minutes. Alright. How's it going, Anemic? Did I work on the plugin on the server? A little bit, but I'm primarily going to be doing it this afternoon, I think. I'll try to work on it as much as I can, but the rest of this afternoon, there's a couple of... I'll let you guys know what the plans are for the afternoon. So my sister, my oldest sister, I think this is her last day here. I told her I'd come out. She asked if I wanted to go out in the pool. Okay. To go out in the pool after the stream. I told her I would. So I'm going to be spending a little bit of time in the pool after streaming. I'll work on the plugin as much as I can. I'll work on fixing the server after that. And then we have a dinner reservation at, like, I think it's 5:30. So it's in a few hours. We have a dinner reservation at 5:30. And we'll be going there after that. And I don't know what time we'll get back, but I won't have the most time this afternoon to work on it, but I'll do that as much as I can before and then maybe a little bit after going out to dinner. How could you say overweight people aren't beautiful? No, I was just... Also, what's up, A-Star and Ollie? Hopefully you guys are doing well. I wasn't saying fat people are ugly. I'm just saying conventionally it's physically fit people that do well in beauty pageants. So if you know that you're overweight, if you've been told by a doctor that you're overweight, like, you know, entering a beauty pageant... Why do I keep... Entering a beauty pageant, you kind of know you're at a disadvantage because you aren't doing what most people are doing. If that makes sense, because you know that most people that enter a beauty pageant are going to be physically fit. That's kind of how it felt with streaming. It's like, I'm kind of aware that most streamers are more loud, a little bit more obnoxious, and like, just knowing that I'm not that going into it, I just felt like, I just wondered if it was worth doing. Timeout Josh. All right. Yep, I deserve to get banned. You know what? Don't even time me out. Just ban me. Just remove me. Remove me for that. But Fidelis, yes, if I play Xbox or just PC, I've never had an Xbox or a PlayStation. I didn't even have a PC until how long ago? 2.5 months ago or something. So I just got a PC, like, you know, specifically for the YouTube channel to make YouTube videos, not videos, to make live streams, play other games outside of just Clash. So it's not like I had it growing up. So yeah, I just play on PC at the moment. So ideal is kind of crazy. I mean, it shouldn't be a surprise. Like, if you're gonna, I don't know, if you're entering a beauty pageant, it seems like the expectation is that you take care of your body. But no, this is, again, that was just an analogy to say, that was not me calling all fat people ugly. Like, that was just, maybe that was a bad example. That was just what came to my head, but maybe that was not the best example to use. So, who's deleting chat? I don't know. What did he say? Umaima deleted a few messages. I mean, there probably wasn't a need to delete that, Umaima. He was just expressing his opinion. Like, that's fine. People are welcome to express their opinions unless it's, like, incredibly hurtful to... No, I mean, there's not going to be an opinion that's hurtful about someone in chat. At that point, it would just be an insult. So I would say in the future, you can probably leave those. Uma probably wasn't... Like, that's kind of the same reason why I removed... That's kind of the same reason why Noob was removed as a moderator, because he was also timing out people for... or removing messages, at least, for people that shared an opinion about Expo or Witch that he didn't agree with. But anyway, that was just, again, maybe we can move past that. Maybe it was a bad analogy, but it's just what came to mind off the top of my head. So all right, let's try and make it back up to where we were. I think we found that. Dang, there's not. Did we just get lucky that one time? We must have just gotten lucky that first time we got up there. But is this the furthest I've gotten in the game yet? Pretty much. I mean, we've got up to one of the platforms up here. We've got just a couple platforms above. But yeah, this is pretty much the furthest we've got. This is hardcore mode as well. So we have beat the game before, but it's been on... Okay, I don't know why maybe I just have to take the jump immediately as opposed to try and position myself. I don't know if you were here for this anemic, but I think 2 to 2.5 months ago, maybe not that long ago, maybe it was only 2 months ago, we played this game on normal mode with checkpoints. It took us maybe 11 hours to beat. Now we're trying it. I just wanted to see how much harder it was on hardcore mode. So there's no checkpoints in this mode. We haven't fallen too far just yet. Thankfully, okay. That was not great. But yeah, if we fall back to the start, we do not have a checkpoint to get back up here. So it's definitely a little bit scary, especially the higher up you get. Because the higher up you get, the more potential you have to fall further. So, still watching Danny? W Danny. The commitment to watch, even at work. this is... I mean, do we just call it here? Like, we've been... Feels like we've been going at this for 30 plus minutes on this one obstacle. Maybe we just have to give this a go another day with a fresh mind, because this is rough. Am I going to the big league straight after this and beating Only Up hardcore? The funny thing was, I actually looked up Only Up because I had seen Speed playing it. I remembered Speed raging at that game once he fell, and I was like, that would be kind of fun to play. So I looked it up. I was actually thinking about possibly playing that today, but I don't know why I didn't. I think there must have been, I don't know what my thought process was, but I did see Only Up. That would be fun to play at some point. Is that a multiplayer game though? Or do you, like, can you play that with your brother like you said, or is it just a single player? Because I thought I remember it being just a solo game, but it would be pretty cool if you could play it with other people. So I mean, the one good thing that we have going for us is that, I guess it'll be different in hardcore mode, but the one good thing we have going for us is that once we beat this obstacle, I don't remember having to beat it more than once. I think last time we played this, once we got past this part, which by the way, in the last one only took us, like, we were able to beat it really quickly the last time we played, but I don't remember having to beat it more than once. Like last time we got past this point, we didn't have to come back down here again. So hopefully that's the same case where it's maybe difficult to fall beyond this point. I don't know if that's... I mean, it'll be different in hardcore, because before, if we had fallen past this point, then we could just use a drone. Whereas if we fall past this point now, we're going to have to reclimb it. I feel like a broken record though. I'm just doing the same thing over and over. But on the other hand, I don't know what the better strategy is. I don't know what better way we can go about it. So you can duo it. It's insane since you got to be in sync because you're tied together. Dang, that would be an interesting game. That could be fun. I could see that being fun. Duo game. Maybe I'll do a future stream. I'll see if he wants to. I don't know if he'd play for the. How does it work with? I don't know how it works with, because usually I stream for a few hours. I don't know if he'd be able to play for the full few hours. Is there a way that you can play duos, and then if he has to go, you can continue to play it solo? Or does it not work like that? Because I'm thinking for a stream, if we play it for a few hours, he might not be able to play that whole time. Like, he's somewhat busy, especially because he's preparing for his wedding next month. So there's, you know, and he's got classes and schooling that he's doing. Like, he's usually busy. He's not often able to just play a game for a few hours. So how does that work if you're playing duos, but then someone has to go? Can you continue to play it on your own, or can you only progress? Can you only progress if you're both playing together? Kai and IShowSpeed did a whole stream together beating the game. It was hilarious. I can imagine that had to have been chaotic for sure. Okay, now we don't have the angle on that because both of them are. Okay, hold on. Okay. Okay, we got to take a breather here. This is I think we're completely safe on this block. I don't think anything should hit us from here. So let's go. here. Okay, we just have to wait till that crosses. That tiny fall set us back quite a bit, actually. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, we're getting the hang of it. Okay, I would love to get past this point. So, let's wait till that crosses. Okay. Where are we going now? Okay, that's fine. We didn't fall too far. Okay, I'll read the chat in just a second, but no, it's heartbreaking. Maybe just stop, retry with fresh eyes in mind. That's probably a good idea. What's up, Stall? What's up, gameplay? How are you guys? Do you know how it works, Mongero, though? Like, do you know how it works if one of those two people has to leave? Like, when you're playing together, if one of them's got to go, I'm assuming maybe you can play, but you have to play on like a new world with just one player. I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right today. How are you guys? We're back on the A game. I don't know if you guys remember this, but a couple months ago we played this with checkpoints. Now we're playing it hardcore with no checkpoints. So we've made it, honestly, decently far. Maybe decently far with no checkpoints. We've made it to the factory, which is a whole new section over the coop where we started. Got to switch to your solo run. Okay, that's what I was wondering. So that did not feel like a good jump. Okay, if one is to leave, then you have to restart solo. Okay, I guess maybe I'd be able to. I guess I could play with him for a little bit then. I could play with him. Is it only up to duos, or is it up to like trios as well? I suppose it's only going to get, even if it is trios, it's only going to get harder the more people you add. But I was like, I have another younger brother. We could play with us three, but if it is only duos, I could see if he wants to download it. We could play it for a stream, and then as soon as he has to leave, I could always just switch to a solo world and do that. So I suppose that's an option. That could be fun for a stream. I think if we're not able to, if in the next 10 minutes we're not able to progress to a new section, we're gonna call it, because we've been at it for. There's no way it's been. It honestly might be almost an hour that we've been on this section. We've been stuck at this part for an egregiously long time. So if we're not able to get there in the next 10 minutes to a new part, I think we'll just call it and start fresh another day, because it might be best to come back once you're reset a little bit. Gonna play some chess to see how dumb you are. Today was a great day. All right, that's good. I'm glad you had a good day. Did I watch the video that I sent on Discord? Not yet. You and Danny both sent me some. I think Danny sent a lot of. I don't know if he sent a video, but he sent a lot of different tips for how to solve certain things in the world. I kind of glanced over that just before starting stream, but I haven't watched the video yet. So, okay, I was meaning to switch the egg around. I'm planning on doing that as much as I can this afternoon, but it's going to be kind of a busy afternoon. I told my sister and my younger brother I'd join them in the pool after the stream, because they wanted to go out there, especially since it's my sister's last day being here. And then after that, we have a dinner reservation at 5:30 to go eat somewhere. But after that, I'll be able to hopefully hop on in the evening and maybe a little bit this afternoon, depending on how long we want to be outside. But I'll try and apply those things that you guys sent me this evening. We are going to beat it. You're terrible at parkour games. That's alright. I suppose, how does it work with... I mean, I suppose if somebody else has it downloaded, can you... How does that... I don't know if I... Can you play, like, if you start the Only Up with one person and they end up leaving, can you get another person to take their place, or do you have to continue with the same person you started with? I guess maybe that would be too much of it. That might be too much of a headache to do if... Anyway, I guess we'll figure that out a different day, but there will likely be a stream maybe with my brother as long as he's up for it. You made the video myself explaining how you're gonna help fix it? Oh, okay. Sounds good, Stall. I'll appreciate you doing that. I'll watch that this evening after we're back from dinner. I do have a Discord server, Fidelis. It's in the YouTube channel description. So if you open up the YouTube channel, then in there'll be like a links section, I think under the bio, and that's a Discord link that you can join through. Oh man, maybe it's just not our day for this obstacle. I already know we're gonna... It seems like this always happens. The next time we start playing this again, we'll get to this obstacle in like 5 minutes. It seems like that always happens whenever we're stuck somewhere, and whenever we come back fresh, we're always able to beat it like in a couple minutes the next time. For some reason, doing that helps. So I'm hopeful that the next time we play, we might be able to give this another shot. So, just realized it's 1 a.m. Dang, Mongero, you need to go get some sleep. Might have to go to sleep now. That's alright. It seems like we only have 5 more minutes to try and get over this obstacle, and if not, we're gonna... I mean, the way things are going, we're gonna sign off stream if we're not able to beat this obstacle in the next 5 minutes, which it's looking like we're not going to, so that's alright. We probably have another... Hold on. Hold on. Okay, we're at this new section. I don't know how do we get past here again? Well, that's disappointing. Okay, we might have one more go before 5 minutes is up. W stream, thank you, Mongero. Hopefully you have a good rest of your night. It's supposed to be ghost hour for you, the point where the world pauses for a second. All right, Stall. Well, I do appreciate you sending all that stuff. As soon as I'm able to, I think it might be this evening. I don't know how much time we'll have this afternoon before we have to go to dinner, but no, it was like fighting on the edge. Okay, let's try this again. Well. Well, it was a good run. We actually made a ton of progress, and then we just got completely hard stuck at this point. Like, we were actually kind of breezing through it. And then honestly, a third of the stream being on this section is crazy. Because it's been about a 3-hour stream, a little bit longer. About an hour of it has been spent on this part. Unless we can get through it right now. Okay, hold on. This is the farthest we've made it. Thank goodness. I think it's going to take us up, by the way. Unless we colossally choke and fall off this edge. I think we've done it. I think we've made it to the next section. I think we've done it. And now, of course, we can still fall back to this section, but this is kind of the next checkpoint spot to a new section. Imagine if we just yeeted ourselves off the edge. Oh, that would be the worst. That would be the worst. Thank you, Fidelis. Alright, well, we're there. I think. Okay, we're in the shop. Okay, well, we're going to end it here. Normally, there's a checkpoint right here, which gives you a lot of peace of mind, but of course, in this one, you don't. So, you're always at risk of falling, but at least that's good that we made it to the new section. I remember the shop being really, really difficult. So, I'm not really looking forward to the next stream because I remember we had to use checkpoints quite a bit in this section. Probably more than we had to use them down there. So we'll give the shop a go next time. But do we have to save it? Save and quit. Alright, sounds good. I appreciate you guys being here. Fidelis and Rima, and Mongero and Danny, everyone else that's been here. Umaima, if she's still here. Poncho, your name's Kenneth. Well, welcome, Kenneth. We are just signing off for the day. We've been going for a few hours, but good to meet you, Kenneth. We stream pretty much every day except for Sunday. So maybe I'll see you tomorrow if you'll be there, but hopefully you guys have a good rest of your day. And again, if you guys are waiting on like the Minecraft server to be fixed, I'll give it another crack this evening to try and install a couple of plugins to clear inventory, get everyone started out on the same foot, and then also figure out how to make it so that people can't transfer balances between the survival and creative world. So I'll fix those few things. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you guys for being here.